The wait is over. The lights are on. Tonight, the grind meets glory. Every hit, every yard, every moment. It is earned, not given. This place becomes our house, our field. This is Wampus Cat territory.
This is Atoka Wampus Cat football on KHKC. Video stream brought to you by Steubenville Ford. Today's game is also brought to you by Ameristate, All Prissied Up, C-Mac Dirtwork, and Brown's Funeral Service.
Long pass down the field. It's caught! 20-10 touchdown.
The Atoka Wampus Cats are sponsored by D&H Wholesale Tires, your farmer's insurance agent, Lucinda Holland, Genesis Abstract, and First Bank. Atoka Athletics is also brought to you by Family Health Center of Southern Oklahoma, Hatter Boys Wrecker Services, your shelter insurance agent, Logan Daniel, and The Barber Shop.
In the ace formation, and they're going to sweep this one out. Looks like it's going to be a running back pass. He's wide open. It is caught at the 25-yard line. 10-5, touchdown.
Also sponsoring Wampus Cat Sports, Ritter Express Pharmacy, Shamrock Bank, Westside Dental, The RX Shop, and Custom Dental.
3rd down and 12 is what they've got on the board. And looking to go deep down the field, and it is caught! Wow! What a play by Malachi Brooks.
Peyton Pugh back to pass. He's looking deep for number 2, Prince Coleman.
Caught!
The pass is caught, and he is headed towards the end zone.
10, touchdown.
Now let's head to the field with the voices of your Atoka Wampus Cats, Kaylin Nagorski and Michael Gabbard.
It is a beautiful 82 degrees just right before kickoff in Lindsay, Oklahoma. Michael Gabbard, no Kaylin Nagorski today, but instead we've got Cody Newberry on the broadcast for Wampus Cat football. Welcome in on KHKC 102.1 FM. This is the brand, and this is Wampus Cat football again on KHKC TV. Now, if you're listening to the radio right now, you can watch this game live on YouTube at Wampus Cats Atoka, and we have got an amazing game set on the road here in Lindsay, Oklahoma, one of my old stomping grounds growing up as a child. And they've got a beautiful field here. They've got a great program, tons of talent, and we'll get into all of that coming up here on our pregame show presented to you by Texoma Chevy Dealers. With that being said, our video presentation today is brought to you by Steubenville Ford of Atoka. And Atoka coming into this game 0-2 on the year. Lindsay coming into the game 2-0. Cody, your thoughts before we get started in our pregame festivities?
Yeah, always a talented Lindsay team. It's always tough when you have to travel to Lindsay. It's such a storied program up here, producing lots of athletes over the years. Atoka's going to have a tough test tonight. Not saying they can't do it, because they absolutely can. Atoka has the talent, they have the heart, and they have the desire to put up a fight here against a very talented Lindsay team who is battle-tested here early on through the first 2 weeks of the season.
Hey, they got revenge on 2 of their losses from a season ago. They were 6-5 a year ago. Same team for the most part. They do have some new, younger guys that have really stepped up in the first couple of games of this season. But overall, they have a lot of experience. They look to do some great things here and head back into the playoffs once again. They're in 3A.
Just a beautiful night for football. You know, for Lindsay, it's all about maintaining what you got, getting set to get into district play here starting next week for everybody. Just wanted to put up a good show here and get prepared for what I call the second half of the season, the second part of the season. Get through non-district here. After this week, after tonight, everybody will have their non-district games played. Just get through tonight and get ready for the actual season to start next week.
Atoka took a big loss in their first game to Ringling on the road, need I mind you, and Ringling looked like a really good team in that first game. Actually, when you look at Ringling right now, they are 1-1, but they had a tough game in their last matchup against Cashion. And then, of course, Atoka playing Colgate last week, which you're the voice of the Colgate Wildcats. I hate to say that on an Atoka broadcast, but you are.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the off week for the broadcast.
Yeah.
Come in and help Mike out when I can.
Hey, Kalen, he's taking care of my cousin Lindsay, who's having surgery today, so we wish them well, and we'll have him back next week. But it's game time here in about 16 minutes on the clock in regards to the start of this one. Atoka, they look like they've improved over the last 4 quarters, or at least over the last 6 quarters, if you will. They haven't really registered that in the win column just yet, but this could be a game that they could get that done. But again, Lindsay, a very talented squad. We talked about them actually getting some pretty big wins to start the year off against Pauls Valley and Purcell, 2 really good programs. I believe Purcell's probably down a little bit from where they were last year. They lost a lot. Pauls Valley lost a little bit, but is still very talented squad, even though both of those teams are sitting at 0-2 on the year. But they got their revenge tour. They beat Pauls Valley 13-6, Purcell 32-6, so the offense really got rolling. And they've got some experience there at quarterback, where they come in with their star quarterback, I believe it's number 3, Cameron Isaac. I'll have to get confirmation on this because they gave me a couple there at the quarterback spot. But 2 running backs you really want to look out for is Taylor Dutton, and then Cameron Isaac are 2 running backs they say can really get after it, and especially on the defensive side. Taylor Dutton is probably your all-around player for the Lindsay Leopards.
Yeah, like we've talked about, there's going to be tons of talent on this Lindsay team. They're deep. I mean, just looking at their roster, they've got almost, looks like 60 kids, 50, 60 kids on the roster, and all with size. In pregame, they come out here, and they all definitely have been hitting the weight room. They got a good weight program going on here in Lindsay.
Yes, they do. We've got more coming your way here in the pregame show. We're going to take a quick commercial break and hear from our coaches from the Coaches Show as we go into the break. So stick around, more to come, including game time in Lindsay. It is KHKC 102.1 FM, The Brand. Your pregame show is brought to you by Texoma Chevy Dealers. Chevy makes affordable vehicles that help you enjoy life, like the Trax, Equinox, and Colorado. Enjoy endless possibilities and your new Chevy. Chevy drives Texas. Together, let's drive. And they're going to get it out to McCall, right side. Kicks out towards the painted number of the 50. Down to the 40. Passes off 2. Half space. 10. 5. Touchdown. Wampus Cats. Wade McCall. Your pregame show is brought to you by Texoma Chevy Dealers. Let's hear from head coach Luke Ring on this week's opponent, the Lindsay Leopards. This is Chevy Truck Month. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Coach Luke Ring, Game 3 of the season versus Lindsay. Ryan Barton received our Broadcast Player of the Week last week for his resilience in the pocket and for a few other reasons, but easily you could have made the case for Brody Kynyard. And tell me about his growth from preseason camp to where he's at right now.
Brody has, he has progressed so much so quickly, and it's due to his work ethic. I mean, he is, without a doubt, one of the hardest working kids we have, and one of the hardest working kids I've been around. And Ryan is kind of the same way. He comes in every day ready to work and trying to get better. And just both of those guys you mentioned are just extremely hardworking kids who have stepped up and grown a lot in just a short time.
Yeah, I thought with Ryan over the course of the last couple of games, he's gotten more and more comfortable in the pocket as the games progress.
Yeah, absolutely. And that happens with time and just the experience and seeing it live. So, that's something that I think he will continue to just get better and better as we go.
Also on the offensive side of the ball, Connor Ritchie seems to be where he's supposed to be throughout the game and made some solid plays. Let's talk about his maturity in this offense.
Yeah, Connor's a very talented young kid. And, again, he works very hard, and he's a student of the game. He spends a lot of time learning what he's supposed to do, and he makes plays with the ball in his hands. So he's really stepped up, and again, kind of like the other guys, he's grown a lot in such a short amount of time.
We saw guys like Will McCall making big plays, that 53-yard rushing touchdown, obviously, but who are some of the other guys on this offense that you can say have really stepped up in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I thought our offensive line played pretty well across the front. There was definitely, some mistakes here and there, but those guys have just gotten so much better, and they're a young group. And as an offensive line, it's really a unit. It's not one individual player, and those guys that are rotating in and playing those positions have really done a good job of meshing together and kind of, being flexible on playing different positions up front. And so I feel like that they've, come a long way.
Chris Finley made some big plays. Let's talk a little bit about him on the defensive side.
Oh, Chris is, again, he's, a very hardworking kid, and he makes a lot of plays, and he's just a really, really good offensive and defensive lineman that, he plays hard every snap. He gives everything he has.
Defensively last week against Colgate, holding them in the second half, complete turnaround from the first half, considering you gave up 25 points in the first half, holding them in the second. Talk about their improvements as a team together.
I think our defense is, really ahead of the curve of where I would even hope for them to be right now. And those 4 touchdowns that Colgate scored in the first half, one of them came off of a blocked punt, and then the other 3, the defense is playing really, really well, and just give up one big play on each of those scoring drives, and and that was really the difference. You take away those 4 plays, and it's an entirely different game in the first half. So, and then you saw in the second half that those guys did a great job of responding and kind of limiting those big plays, and so that's just something that we've got to continue to get better at. And I'm very pleased with how the defense has come along.
Definitely hasn't been an easy road, and now you're taking on a team like Lindsay, who finished the season 6-5 last year. They do have 2 wins against Pauls Valley and Purcell. They're 2-0. Those are 2 games they lost last year that they kind of got a little bit of a revenge on, and now you're taking on a very talented team. What do we see from Lindsay this week?
Yeah, Lindsay, they're just an exceptional team, and they're a very mature team. I was looking at it today, and they've got 10 junior and senior starters on offense and 10 junior and senior starters on defense. So, you're looking at a team with a lot of experience and a lot of games under their belt. Offensively, they do a great job of spreading the field and kind of trying to attack any weakness in the defense. And so, they're a really good opponent.
Lindsay, always exceptionally tough, and they always have really good quarterback play. What do we see out of their quarterback room this year?
Their quarterback he's a junior, and he's a very good player. He's a dual threat. He runs the ball exceptionally well and has a great arm also. So we're going to have to do a great job of trying to contain him and deal with his running and throwing ability.
Lindsay, always a tough opponent defensively, and they've always got a great linebacking squad. Are we going to see a lot of that this year out of this team?
Absolutely. They really don't have a weak spot on the defensive side, but I'd say that their linebackers and defensive line, that whole front 7 is just very solid.
Offensively for Atoka, where do you see them needing to have success early in this ball game on the offensive side of the ball?
We need to, first off, take care of the ball. We need to win first down, whether that's, in establishing the run or the quick passing game, and just stay ahead of the chains. Try to eliminate some of the negative plays that put you in a disadvantageous situation.
Now, taking a look at the defensive side, what is the defense's priority early on in this ball game to have success through the first and second half?
It's got to be just kind of playing assignment football. It's they're in the spread, but it's a spread triple option is what they do. So you've always got to have a dive player, a quarterback player, and a pitch player. The only difference is now it's out of the shotgun, and that dive may be coming off of a GT counter or a power look, and then when the quarterback pulls it, the pitch guy is just now out towards the sideline running a bubble or a now screen. So it's the triple option extended from sideline to sideline.
That is our coaches show here on KHKC 1021 FM. Your pregame presented to you by Texoma Chevy Dealers. Game time coming up next here on KHKC TV.
This is Eric Studeville, inviting you to buy the Studeville way.
Whether you're looking for open roads
or you like them built tough,
there is only one way to buy your vehicle.
And that's the Studeville way.
Studeville Chevrolet, 851 Westside Drive in Durant, and StudevilleChevrolet.com.
And Studeville Ford, 1601 South Mississippi in Atoka, and StudevilleFord.net.
The Studeville family of dealerships,
proudly serving you and your communities.
In a world full of possibilities and firsts, you need neighbors in your corner, experts who have your back, and a cheering section to keep you going. That's why we're here. For 100 years and counting, we've been the first bank of dreaming big and the first bank of what's next. At First Bank, we believe that anything's possible, and we're here to help you believe it too. First Bank, here for possibilities.
45% of people put off buying life insurance according to industry research. Insuring yourself and your family can help you be more prepared in the event of an illness or a tragic accident. Call your local farmer's agent, Lucinda Holland, and discover coverage options you can tailor to your priorities and budget. To learn more about your coverage options, call Lucinda Holland at 580-889-3745.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Life insurance issued by Farmers New World Life Insurance Company, Bellevue, Washington. Industry research conducted by Lima, and life happens in 2021. Ritter Express Pharmacy in Atoka has been serving as your local hometown team. Since 1972, the Ritter family has been dedicated to your health and well-being. Now with the third generations in pharmacy school and medical school, they are continuing to strive to bring the latest in healthcare innovation to our community. They understand life is busy and have 2 convenient drive-through windows and are well known for their fast and friendly service. Ritter Express Pharmacy is very appreciative of the support of the community over the last 50 years and will continue to work hard and evolve to earn your business. If you need free delivery, a vaccination, a wheelchair, a brace, specialty compounding, a unique request, or just good medical advice you can trust from people that care and are invested in the community, then Ritter Express Pharmacy has you covered. Choose Ritter Express Pharmacy. Experience the personalized care you deserve. Ritter Express Pharmacy is your trusted partner in health.
Welcome back in to Lindsay, Oklahoma. Michael Gabbard, Cody Newberry on tonight's broadcast of Atoka Wampus Cat football in Lindsay, Oklahoma. And Lindsay, a very talented squad. We'll talk about them coming up here in just a few minutes. There's some great games going on in the state of Oklahoma today, as we'll catch you up with some of the games going around 2A2. You got Pecola and Vian that's starting here pretty quick. Vian taking that loss last week, trying to bounce back against the number 3 ranked team in Class 2A, so that will be the big game of the week. Davis also taking on Plainview. That's going to be a really good one coming up tonight. Davis, the number 3 ranked team in Class 2A2, and Plainview number 5. So 2 really good games between those 2 teams right there. And, of course, Tishomingo and Antlers, another one in our area that we'll see Antlers later on. You've already seen Antlers this year, and they look to be pretty talented this season. So that should be a pretty good game. Holdenville, another team that you're going to see later on in the season, Cody, and they're playing North Rock Creek at the current moment. That game time just started a few minutes ago. So that's just a look at some of the games going on around 2A2. As for this one, the Atoka Wampus Cats coming in with a few injuries this week. Not too many, but some major ones that you want to take a look at. I think the one that really stands out this month or this week is Malachi Brooks.
Just waiting on Malachi to get. They want Malachi to be 100% healthy, especially for district play starting next week. I think if this were a district game, then Malachi probably would be playing. Just taking extra precaution for Malachi. You want him right for districts.
We had a chance to talk to him pregame, and he was in great spirits. Just a hand injury, but he'll be looking to come back here in the next couple of weeks, so he would be a good grab to have. Andrew Garcia will be out too, the junior, and then you've got Gage Crenshaw out and Keegan Shores. We had a chance to talk to Keegan as well, and he's looking to be back sometime in the near future as well. Both teams center field at the current moment, getting ready for the coin toss. And we'll have that updated. I really love, again, I've said this a couple times, Atoka has really brought back the gold in their jerseys. It's been maroon and black pretty much for the last 6 or 7 seasons. And this year, the first time they've really brought out the gold since then.
It's nice. As 2 alumni from Atoka, I really dig the gold. I'm all about the gold. It really offsets the white. I like the gold. What do they call it? The Vegas gold, I think is the term for it.
White jerseys, maroon numbers, gold trim, gold pants, black helmets is what Atoka is coming out with today. Lindsay will be wearing orange jerseys, black numbers, black pants with orange striping, and black helmets. And it does look like, who did they say won the
Lindsay
toss right
won
there?
the toss. They deferred to the second half. So Atoka will be receiving the ball here when we start the game.
Hey, we are 35 seconds away from the start of tonight's game. From what you've seen out of Atoka so far, what do you think Atoka needs to do right now to have some success in the first half of play?
For me, it's all about Wade McCall. It's establishing the line of scrimmage if you're Atoka, and you got to get McCall the ball. Last week, McCall ran 117 yards on 21 carries last week against Colgate. For me, Wade, and I've seen a couple different teams that you haven't seen this year.
Yeah.
For me, Wade plays on every team that I've seen this year. He's a hard-nosed runner. Get McCall the ball, keep feeding him the ball. Atoka's just got to try to establish that line of scrimmage where they're going to be definitely overmatched on tonight, but they've got to try to find a way to establish that line of scrimmage and don't turn the ball over. When you're an underdog like Atoka is tonight, you cannot be giving the ball away. Last week, Atoka gave the ball away twice to Colgate with 2 turnovers. Atoka's got to really be able to try to hang on to that football tonight, control the line of scrimmage, and get Lindsay in those 3rd and long. Got to get negative plays if you're defensively for Atoka. Get Lindsay behind the line of scrimmage or behind the chains.
The battle at the line of scrimmage is going to be so important into this game. Lindsay, they've got a lot of size. Atoka a little undersized for 2A2. And so their ability to give Ryan Barton some time in the pocket to create plays or at least get their playmakers out in space, especially like you said with Wade McCall, is incredibly important. Our pregame show, again, brought to you by Texoma Chevy Dealers. Our video presentation brought to you by Steubenville Ford. And there is 12 minutes on the clock. We are getting ready for Game 3 of the season. Michael Gabbard, Cody Newberry on today's broadcast of Atoka Wampus Cat Athletics. And also Allison Williams on the camera here today. Give her a little shout out as always. She's been with us for a couple of years. She does such a great job too.
It's always nice to have good help.
Would be, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't call me. Exactly. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. It's been 5 years since I've done the color side of the. I'm usually on your job, is what I am.
I know. So it was nice not having to do the setup today, though.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of take a day off and watch you do it.
Yeah, we had Joseph come in and do it today, and he did a good job. So 12 minutes on the clock. Lindsay will kick off here to the Atoka Wampus Cats, and it is a low kick. It is caught. And that, I believe, is Javen Keaton, and he'll be down to around the 31-yard line, and that is where the Atoka Wampus Cats will start their first offensive possession of the game.
That's about a 12-yard return there by the kick returner for Atoka. They're going to start at their own 31-yard line. Atoka left to right on your radio dial.
Joseph, if you will pull up the stream for me real quick from YouTube. So here is the start for the Atoka Wampus Cats. And, of course, again, you'll have Ryan Barton there as your quarterback. You'll have Wade McCall in the backfield. They're going to hand off. And look at that. They went to a strong formation there. under center, and they're going to hand off to the fullback. And I like to see this because you want to see Tegan Richardson get the ball. He is such a playmaker on the offensive side. They haven't really gone to him a lot here in the last couple of weeks in regards to the first couple of games. And so it's good to see him get the ball to start things off. They're going to come back out in the strong their formation once again, and we got flags on the play.
I believe it's going to be a false start against Atoka. Atoka going to this wishbone offense. And all I can say is good luck trying to move the nose guard for Lindsay. He's number 77, 6'4", 290 pounds. Nose guard for Lindsay. Be a 5-yard penalty. That's going to back Atoka up to a second and about 14.
Not too far of a trip. Again, beautiful weather today. It rained in Atoka, rained in Durant this morning when I was on the mic for Mix 96.1, and things have cleared up here. Again, under center. And Barton is hit in the backfield. That was a big stick that time by the linebacker. They called his name out in pregame, but Torres Gus Torres.
6'3", 250 pounds. So
big kid.
Again, size all over the field for Lindsay. Definite size advantage here compared to Atoka. But like you said, you like to see Atoka go to this wishbone offense. Got to try to establish that line of scrimmage. Got to try to move these big, beastly defensive linemen off their spots, if possible.
Surely we'll see a shotgun. Now we see the wishbone once again. And they're going to look handoff, ball's on the ground, and McCall picks it back up, picks up a couple. That was 3rd down and 16, and now it is 4th down for this Wampus Cat offense.
It'll be 4th and long here for the Wampus Cats. Probably obvious punting situation here for Atoka as they're underneath the shadows of their own goalpost. Ball spotted at their own 28-yard line. A couple of punt returners back for Lindsay.
Timothy Wingo will be the one to punt this one away for the Wampus Cats. You know, and my mother was asking about replay and everything else. We do have replay tonight. We utilize a little bit. Here's Con at the 35, up to the 45. Good yardage out past the painted number of the 50, and I think they're going to spot this one at the 48. So they'll start off, Lindsay, with the ball in Atoka territory for their first offensive possession.
About a 20-yard punt return there by the Lindsay punt returner there. They're going to get good field position. They're going to spot them at the Atoka 47-yard line. Again, Lindsay right to left on your radio dial. See what the Atoka defense draws up here on the first play for Lindsay. It is a shotgun formation here for Lindsay. Spread, 2 receivers to both sides, and it's going to be a handoff. Met in the backfield, bounces off a defender, gets around the right edge, up to the 45, taken down just shy of the 40. 41 is where they'll mark him down. About a 6-yard gain there on first down.
We'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Nice yardage right there. 9:14 on the clock as Lindsay trying to put up their first score of the game. I got to fix this clock one more time.
Same formation. Cameron is the quarterback. Isaac Cameron. It's going to be handoff to the running back. Met in the backfield. Falls forward, falling across the 40 up to the 39. Picks up a couple. It'll be 3rd and 2 now coming up for the Leopards.
You like to be in these situations too. 3rd down and 3. You don't have a long distance to go. They start off in shotgun. 3 wide set to the left. Are looking to pass, and they hit the gap down at the 35, pushing his way to the 31. It's enough for a first down and more, and Lindsay moves the chains.
Yeah, the receiver just found a gap in the zone there and kind of got back behind the linebackers. Wade McCall there, the first Wampus Cat to take down the receiver there to move the chains for the Leopards.
So we'll have a first down and 10 for the Leopards. Shotgun, and they're looking to hand this one off. Tackle left side to the painted number of the 30 and is caught. And I believe making the initial tackle was Richardson with a little bit of help there by the Wampus Cat defense, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
was a good open field tackle there. Get the runner back into play. Have your linebackers and defensive linemen scrape down and clean up what you push back in there.
And now another shotgun formation. 2 wide, set right. Handoff up the middle in the backfield, dragging down to about the 25, pushing past to the 22-yard line, and that's a big pickup and should be enough for a first down, just depending on where they spot this ball.
That was Dutton Taylor, the 6-foot senior, 190 pounds, was met at the line of scrimmage, but just determination got him an extra 8 yards to bring up a 3rd and 1 here. Very manageable 3rd down here for the Leopards.
Yeah, and they're going to spot this just short of that first down. They're going to have it at the 23-yard line. And handoff, left side, bounces off to the 20, down to the 10. He's got space. He'll look back to the defense and walk in for the first score of the game.
That was a good block here by your outside wide receiver. Was able to get the linebacker who was scraping down, was able to get him off the spot. And Taylor just walks and goes into the end zone untouched for the first score of the game.
So 6-0, Lindsay scoring on their first drive of the contest. Easy pickings here early.
47-yard touchdown drive for the Leopards as they're going to line up to go for 2.
We have seen this a lot from Atoka here. And they're going to hand this one on the jet sweep. Caught in the backfield, pushes his way in, and he is in.
Number 5, Aiden Beck. It's kind of a toss sweep there. McCall had him wrapped up a couple of yards shy of the end zone. Slipped through McCall's hands, and 2-point conversion successful.
8-0 is our score. We'll be back here on KHKC 102.1 FM.
Genesis Abstract and Title is dedicated to doing things right while providing a positive customer experience. At Genesis Abstract, they use advanced technology such as fully automated records to expedite the process and avoid delays. Their friendly professionals are ready to serve you and will take care of every detail to make your buying and selling process an easy one. Genesis Abstract, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 410 East Court Street in Atoka. Your source for quality abstracts, title insurance, and excellent closing solutions.
Need your lane cleared, leveled, or loaded up? Call CMAC Dirtwork Gravel Trucking and Land Management. They haul gravel, sand, filled dirt, fast and reliable, from dozer work to track hoeing and skid steer services. They've got the heavy equipment and know how to get the job done right. Call 239-2026 today. That's 239-2026. CMAC Dirtwork, digging in so you don't have to. CMAX is a proud sponsor of Atoka Wampus Cat Athletics.
Welcome back. If you want to see the kickoff, this was the kickoff just during the break. And Javen Keaton gets it down just a little past the 31-yard line. And now it's under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. And Atoka will get their second offensive possession of the game.
Lindsay's kicked it twice to Keeling. Was able to get about 16 yards on that kick return. Kind of a dangerous spot to kick it to him. One of your playmakers for the Wampus Cats.
So we have a shotgun formation. Handoff. McCall pushing his way up to the line of scrimmage. Not much. And that's going to bring up second down.
Picks up 2 yards on that first down run. McCall just going right up through the middle again, trying to move this defensive front for the Leopards. The offensive line is going to have their work cut out for them tonight. That's what you want to see right there. You want to see McCall get the ball and just feed McCall and let him go to work. McCall picks it up off the ground, kind of a low snap. But he does get positive yards on that second down run, crossing the 35 up to the 37. Now a manageable 3rd down and 4 coming up here for the Wampus Cats.
You know, there's nothing that annoys me more than scoreboards. Nothing more. You figure that would be a happy place during a football game, but not on the broadcast.
Yeah, when you're in our position, it's that silly clock, trying to keep that clock aligned.
All right, I think I got it fixed. Shotgun once again here for Barton as he's looking to pass. Hits the outside, and it's dropped that time by Richardson.
They had the play. That was a play. Richardson was out in the flat. Past the first down change, just doinks off his hands and falls incomplete.
And he's usually not one of those guys that will drop that pass, but Unfortunately, it does bring up 4th down and 4 here for the Wampus Cats.
It's probably too risky here to go for it on this side of the 50, as Lindsay is lining up like Atoka's going to go for it. It's a bad snap.
Wingo's got to get this one away, and it is blocked. And Lindsay picks it up, but the question is, are there any flags on it? I felt like he got tackled.
He got tackled before he was able to get the kick away. No flags on the field.
I thought he was kind of, I don't know, let's go back and look.
Ball spotted at the 14-yard line.
Leverage will start first and 10. The Wampus get 14-yard line.
And that's something you don't want to see. Again, a talented Lindsay team giving Lindsay golden opportunities here to score already inside the Atoka red zone. And it started with a bad snap.
So here's Lindsay looking to hand this one off. Big run, cut out to the outside, and walks into the end zone. That's Crew Flood, and that's another Lindsay Leopard touchdown.
A lot of credit goes to these Lindsay Leopard receivers getting this open field block on these cornerbacks and defensive secondary for the Wampus Cats, really shoring up this left side. Obviously, so far we've seen the power side, this left side that Lindsay wants to run to. And we've seen some success here early on for the Leopards.
They're going for 2 once again. Hand off to Flood once again, and it is in for 2. So just like that, 16-0, and Lindsay getting a quick start in this ball game. We'll be back here on KHKC 102.1 FM, The Brand.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Find the award-winning service you need with Logan Daniel in Atoka.
A community bank is far more than just a bank that offers the services such as online and mobile banking, mobile deposit, and loans that fit your needs. A community bank invests in the community it serves. Your phone call will be answered by local people you already know and will make you feel welcome by greeting you as you enter the lobby. At Shamrock Bank, we effectively combine convenient banking technology with people you know and trust. It really is the people that make the difference. At Shamrock Bank, you are more than a customer, and we are more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back. We'll take you back to the, and a big stick here on this play.
Case Horton really felt that stick there, the freshman kick returner for the Wampus Cats.
And so Atoka will get the ball at the 27.
See what Atoka draws up here, already trailing 16-0. We've seen one pass play so far for the Wampus Cats. Again, you're kind of falling into that territory where you and have to try to start keeping up, try to keep up the best you can, and and that's where Lindsay wants to put you. They want to take the ball out of McCall's hands because they know that's where the playmaker is.
Well, you've got to get something started on offense.
Yep.
You've got to figure out a way to move the football right now, and we saw us going out to that, the running formations early on, back into shotgun right now, and Lindsay through the course of the last 2 and into this offensive drive have really won the battle up front.
Well, we see Lindsay, they're just stacking the box. They're going to make Atoka, the freshman quarterback, throw the ball. They're lining up 8 or 9 guys in the box within about 2 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they're just blitzing. I mean, they're just going after McCall. They're saying McCall's not going to beat us tonight. Barton, you're going to be the one to do it. If you're going to do it, here's the night to do it.
And right now it's working out well as Barton looking to throw. Sideline, caught at the 35 and goes out of bounds at the 36. And so that will be close to a first down, but it will bring up 3rd down, and I believe 1 is where they're going to spot this.
Be a yard short, but really good play there. And a good route run there by the freshman Horton here on the sideline. Now manageable 3rd and 1. We'll see what Atoka draws up here.
These are the 3rd downs that you want to be in. You don't want to be in a 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 6. You want to be in a 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 2. Right now it's 3rd down and 1, and now it's offsides. That's an automatic first down for the Wampus Cats.
That's what you need. You kind of get Lindsay on their heels. They give up a big play there, had them on their heels, go for a hard count, get the free 5 yards, start over with a fresh set of downs. Sorry.
Go ahead.
For Atoka, maybe it's the pass game that opens up the run game. For a lot of teams, it's the run game that opens up the pass game. Maybe tonight, Atoka needs to sling the ball to open up the run game here later on for McCall to finish the game.
Cody Franklin, the junior, is the one that jumped off sides, and now Martin looking to throw, and it's over the intended wide receiver. That was for Connor Ritchie, who had a great game last week against Colgate, made some big plays. They look to try to get that freshman going here early on in this game.
You've got a couple of talented freshmen here at receiver between Horton and Ritchie, along with Keeling, a really talented, big-framed wide receiver. You've got some sure-handed players here. It's just can the offensive line withhold the line of scrimmage to give Barton enough time to get the ball to those playmakers.
4:54 still remaining in the first quarter. Shotgun handoff to McCall and caught in the backfield. And I'm telling you right now, this defense for Lindsay and the Leopards are swarming, as that time making the play was Gus Torres.
2 games this year. Lindsay's only given up 12 total points on the season, 6 games apiece of the first 2 games. So this Lindsay defense, very, very stout. Atoka is going to have their work cut out for them here tonight. Looks like Atoka is going to go empty backfield here on this big 3rd down and 10 play.
Yeah, and to the other side of that, Atoka's only scored 12 points so far this season. Of course, 2 really good defense that they played early on. They're trying to get the offense rolling as it's looked better over the course of the last 2 games. Shotgun, 5 wide out. Looking to go down the middle. It is intercepted, and now tracking to the other side of the field. It is going to go in for a touchdown on the interception. We've got a flag actually on the field right now, but that was number 16, Crew Flood.
Yeah, I think the touchdown's going to count. They're going to get a little bit of excessive celebration there on that pick 6. Just a dangerous throw there by Barton. The worst place to throw the ball high is across the middle, and that's exactly where that ball, it just floated on Barton, got out of his hands and went high. And number 16, Crew Flood, for his second touchdown tonight.
Yeah, there's where he got the flag right there, pointing back at the players on the field. So an unsportsmanlike call.
Atoka's going to choose to take the penalty on the kickoff. So the 2-point conversion will be good. Well, they'll try here from the normal spot. They'll take the 15-yard penalty according to the official on the kickoff.
4:04, and it's 22-0. I'll tell you what, Lindsay's going to go for it right here. They are showing out here in the first quarter.
And, you got to give Lindsay credit, too. They're getting ready for their district, too, a super tough district that they're in.
Might be one of the toughest districts
I absolutely think that.
in the entire class. As they'll look to pass, caught in for the touchdown, wide open. And that time the credit will go from Isaac Cameron into Aiden Beck, the senior. And it is 24. Not 2024, that is 24-0. We'll be right back here on KHKC TV as Atoka trailing at the break.
This is Eric Studeville inviting you to buy the Studeville way.
Whether you're looking for open roads
or you like them built tough,
there is only one way to buy your vehicle.
And that's the Studeville way.
Studeville Chevrolet, 851 Westside Drive in Durant, and StudevilleChevrolet.com.
And Studeville Ford, 1601 South Mississippi in Atoka, and StudevilleFord.net.
The Studeville family of dealerships,
proudly serving you and your communities.
I can't believe how much business we're getting with the new sign we put up front. Game days are awesome. What's better than a lifelike sign of your favorite player? Wow, those decals on your ride are sweet. Where'd you get them? These are conversations you could be having when you choose Black Hawk Signs. Signs, banner service, screen printing, embroidery, decals, all at a price you can't dismiss. Professional or just because. Black Hawk Signs, a proud supporter of Atoka Athletics.
Welcome back into Lindsay, Oklahoma, one of the perennial powerhouses out of the state of Oklahoma from the 60s, 70s, 80s. They had some good teams in the early 2000s as well. They took kind of a dip there in the 90s, but they've been very good the last decade or so. We were talking about at the break. Gone to the playoff quite a bit. Now, they lost in the first round last year, finished the year 6-5. But we talked about this team. 10 juniors and seniors on the starting offense, 10 juniors and seniors on the starting defense. They are a team that is not full of a lot of youth on that starting rotation like the Wampus Cats right now, and it's showing with a score of 24-0. Hand off to McCall. Caught in the backfield. He'll bounce off of a couple of tackles and get up to about the 45.
That's what McCall gets you. Tough, hard-nosed running. And what I love about watching McCall, especially last week, he falls forward. Everything is going forwards. McCall doesn't go sideways. McCall's going to not beat you with outstanding speed. He has enough speed. But where McCall's going to beat you is just through his toughness and through his hard-nosed running and falling forward, getting positive plays on every single play. It's a pickup of 6 yards. That's what you want to see, positive plays on those first downs.
Absolutely, and they're going to give it back to McCall as he's going to go up the B gap, picks up a couple of yards, and now 4 to go.
Still a manageable third down, probably 2-down territory here as you cross the 50-yard line. You got about 3 yards to go here before the first down. So it's nice to get the first down, but you want to make sure you get positive yards on this third down play. You cannot have negative yards here. Like that right there.
Shotgun, and then that penalty is going to go against Brody Kiner.
Call against the Wampus Cats.
That's a 5-yard penalty. That's exactly what we're talking about. It's making this third down play even harder. You're shooting yourself in the foot. The 3rd and 8 coming up here. You had it at 3rd and 3. So now definitely 2 plays here to get your first down. As Lindsay just keeps bringing in big bodies on this defensive line. Blitz coming from the near side. Throw out to the flat. What a catch. What a play there by Ritchie. Moves the sticks, first down.
Pass complete.
Tell you what, though, Connor Ritchie has, I'm seeing a lot of resemblance.
Reminds you of somebody, doesn't he?
It reminds me of somebody.
Somebody, yeah. Who's making a name for himself and continues to make a name for himself.
I'm telling you, man, such a talent.
Yep.
2:35 still remaining on the clock, first quarter of action, and McCall will get it. Gets to the line of scrimmage and is down. Actually, I think he's going to lose a yard on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd down.
Again, Lindsay's selling out to stop this run. Barton, I mean, it's a lot to ask of your freshman quarterback who's starting his 3rd game of his career. It's going to be a lot to ask, but the more that this season progresses for the Wampus Cats, I'm afraid you're going to see a lot more of these defenses load up in the box, stop McCall, and try to have Barton beat you with his arm.
And pressure getting into the backfield. McCall couldn't get the block on the outside edge, and then we've got a sack by Will Lawrence.
Will Lawrence just going right around, coming off that left side edge, just goes right around McCall. McCall tried to get in front of him, but Lawrence just a little too fast. Was able to get around that block, and now a terrible position to be in here if you were the Wampus Cats.
I mean, we talk about the youth at quarterback with Ryan. He's played phenomenal, I thought, the last couple of games in regards to getting comfortable. And throws like that, I mean, he's hitting the spot that time. It was dropped by Connor Ritchie, but he was put into a spot where they could make a catch, and that's hard to do as a freshman. And you like to see where he's at such a young age because you still get him for 3 more years.
That's absolutely right. This is a good foundation and a good benchmark to start at. If you're Coach Ring and you're the Wampus Cat offense, you've got all these freshman receivers as well that are all building continuity with Barton as they continue to grow. Yeah, you got McCall, who's a senior, won't be here next year. But you've got all these freshman skill players for the Wampus Cats that are building trust with each other, that are building continuity with each other, and that's just going to continue to grow as the season progresses.
1:23 on the clock, and we've got a timeout in Lindsay. We'll be right back here on KHKC TV. Our score in the timeout, 24-0, Lindsay on top.
Family Health Center of Southern Oklahoma has some exciting news. Opening this fall, the new location at 457 South Mississippi Avenue in Atoka will open. This large, modern health center will be able to provide comprehensive health care complete with an in-house discount pharmacy, serving all patients, regardless of their ability to pay. Same-day appointments available, accepting insured and non-insured patients alike. Open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Fridays 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit the current location at 1556 South Virginia Avenue. Family Health Center of Southern Oklahoma. The right team making a difference.
Brown's Funeral Service in Atoka, Colgate, Durant, and Medill are proud to be a part of the communities they serve. Since 1994, Brown's Funeral Service has proudly supported nonprofits, police and fire departments, local military members, and area schools. The staff at Brown's Funeral Service takes great pride in these endeavors because they realize it's more than being in business. It's about being a thread in the fabric of our community. Brown's Funeral Service, where service begins but never ends.
Punt by Wingo, caught at the 20 or 17-yard line. We've got flags in the backfield, so we'll find out what the call on the field is. And for that time, your video presentation is brought to you by Studeville Ford in Atoka. Gracious for their sponsorship into Atoka Wampus Cat football during this football season, and so glad football season is here. Big game going on in college football this weekend. You've got the Michigan-Nebraska game, which will be a great game. Kaylin's going to be excited about that one. And a lot of people are really looking to see this could be the game that Nebraska breaks out of their shell and really gets over the hump that they've been in since transferring over into the Big Ten.
You kind of keep waiting on Nebraska. Is this the year? Is this the year? Is this the year they take the step? In what's a pretty top-heavy, I'd call Big Ten, with Ohio State, Penn State.
The Big Three,
the Big Three, Oregon. It's still so hard to say Oregon in the Big Ten.
I know, isn't it?
But, is this the year they're going to be able to take that step?
Ball's going to be spotted on the 12-yard line. Big pass down the middle of the field, and this one is going to be caught and down at about the 39. It's a huge pickup on the gain and a first down for the Leopards.
Just a slant route there, inside slant route by Font, the 6'2", 220-pound senior. Again, every number we call is a senior, a big-bodied senior for the Leopards. Big gain there on first down.
Isaac Cameron, obviously looking like a veteran back there at that quarterback position. Tough throw, and surprised they didn't maybe throw a flag there on number 27, Brody Kanyard. Kind of a bump there prior to the pass, kind of threw him off that route. And I don't know if he had quite gone 10 yards at that moment, but either way, it's an incomplete pass, and it'll bring up second down.
Could have got it. It was a bump there by Kanyard, but the official keeping the whistle. Keep it from blowing, so stops clock, 44 seconds to go. That's a play if it was a close game, maybe in the fourth quarter, you might see that penalty.
Right now with a 24-0 lead, you're probably not going to see it. Handoff up the middle, defense swarming in the backfield. Caught at the line of scrimmage and nowhere to go that time for Dutton Taylor.
I don't know who shot through the backfield there. That was number 20, Case Shores. He shot through the backfield and rode down that running back and was refusing to let go. The linebackers, pretty stout linebackers here for Atoka between Shores and McCall.
Case Shores, we haven't talked enough about him this season. Such a great player, senior for this Wampus Cat squad, and a true leader as well. They talk highly about him. Up to the 50-yard line, down at the 40 and out of bounds, close to, I think they're going to spot this one at the 35. And so a big pickup, enough for a first down and more there by that Lindsay offense. And Isaac Cameron looking really good, the junior, 6'1", standing at 178 pounds, but he is, again, in his second year in this offense, and he is flourishing right now.
Not going to wow you with a ton of speed, but has good vision, can see the field, was able to see that hole open up. That was a quarterback design run from the start. Was able to pick up positive yards there on first down.
5 seconds remaining. This probably will be the last play of the first quarter, and he is going to get 5 yards on the gain, and that will bring an end to our first quarter of action. Lindsay right now in control, 24-0. We'll take a quick commercial break and be right back here on KHKC 102.1 FM, The Brand.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get the coverage that meets your needs. Farmers Insurance agent Lucinda Holland can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling agent Lucinda Holland at 580-889-3744 to find out how she can help you protect the things that matter most to you. That's Lucinda Holland.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
At D&H Tires, all they do is rims and tires. That means when you buy from D&H, you're getting the best deal from experts that know. Cars, trucks, SUVs, even ag equipment. If it needs rubber to roll, then you need D&H Tires. The best deals on tires and rims in Atoka and Cole County. So hurry into D&H Tires, 309 South Mississippi in Atoka, and follow D&H Tire on Facebook for their ever-changing specials. D&H Tires, tires for everyone's budget.
AmeriState Bank has been serving southeastern Oklahoma and North Texas for over 100 years. All of our products and services are available both online and in person, serving you in a friendly and professional atmosphere. At AmeriState Bank, you're more than a customer, you're a neighbor and a friend. From checking accounts to real estate loans, we've got you covered. We have 5 locations to serve you in Atoka, Antlers, Hugo, Tishomingo, and Sherman, Texas. Call, come by, or visit our website today at AmeriStateBank.com. AmeriState Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back in KHKC 102.1 FM for Atoka Wampus Cat football as we are live in Lindsay. Start of the second quarter. Lindsay right now up big on the Wampus Cats, 24-0, starting the second quarter. And Cody, you know, we saw a lot of things go great for the Lindsay Leopards in that first quarter. Atoka coming out on defense and Lindsay in the shotgun. And they're going to hand this one off. Bounces off left side, cuts past one, tackles down. No, back still on his feet and walks in for a touchdown, bouncing off 3 different Wampus Cat defenders. That time a big run by Dutton Taylor.
Atoka had him tackled about the line to gain, about the first down marker, but refusing to go down again is the running back, Dutton Taylor. Real tough runner. Just, you know, it's hard to tackle somebody who refuses to go down. We've seen that with McCall year-round. It's going to be this way for most of the night, probably for Lindsay. An easy arm tackle is not going to be easy tonight. It's going to take a group effort to get these running backs down.
They're going to continue to go for 2 here, and rolling out, this one overshoots his wide receiver, and it will remain 30-0. We'll keep it here after the touchdown as the Wampus Cats will trot back out to receive this kickoff, down 30-0. And right now, again, we talk about that winning at the line of scrimmage. It's been all Lindsay on both sides in regards to that. Atoka hasn't really been able to get their running game going like they would expect or want to here in the early goings of this game.
And, you know, now you're trailing 30-0, and the running game aspect, it's hard to stay with that game plan. I mean, everybody knows what Atoka's game plan is. You want to establish the run, you want to get McCall going, but now you're trailing by 30 as we start the second quarter here. It's really hard to stay with that game plan. You know, you want to establish the line of scrimmage, control the clock for Atoka is kind of what you're wanting to do, and they've had a tough time doing that so far.
You know, we didn't see a lot of this over the last few years, but, you know, when the running game is not going well, the best available option to overcome the lack of running game is that slant in the passing game. So we'll see if maybe Atoka will try to go to the slant a little bit as they've gone to the flats more often than not here in the first quarter as we get kickoff, and it is going to bounce at the 25. And Atoka will pick it up and down at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Wampus Cats will start their next offensive possession.
You know, talking about throwing into the flats and throwing across the middle, you got to imagine Coach Ring still probably trying to protect his quarterback a little bit. The young quarterback, we've seen the one throw across the middle ended up in a pick 6 for Barton. So a little bit more conservative throws out into the flats, less likely to get intercepted, and still trying to protect your quarterback, who's still growing, still learning. An experienced defense like Lindsay has, tons of juniors and seniors, can kind of disguise their blitz coverage a little bit, can kind of disguise, you know, their man coverage, zone coverage, and it can really fool with a freshman quarterback at times.
Yeah, I'm wondering to see how they're going to have Barton control those pre-snap checkdowns, especially when you're looking at a 30-0 lead for Lindsay right now, how they're going to look at those checkdowns and determine where this ball is going early on. And they're going to hand this one off to McCall. Big play as he bounces off of one tackle and cuts up to about the 37.
Connor Ritchie actually playing quarterback now for the Wampus Cats. Don't think Barton has gotten injured. I think they're just trying to get reps between the two freshmen with Ritchie coming in the game. Probably hand off to McCall here for Ritchie on the next couple of plays.
And here's the snap. It's low. They're looking to go outside, and it's out of the intended wide receiver's hand. Michael Miller unable to come down with that ball, and you're looking at a 3rd down.
That's a tough play for your freshman, another freshman quarterback. That's a tough play to ask your freshman quarterback to make. You're almost on the near hash mark, and you're throwing it to the far side of the field. That's a pretty dangerous throw in itself, and I think that's what the cornerback kind of had visions of sugar plums in his eyes as he thought he might have had another pick 6 there.
So again, Connor Ritchie at the quarterback position for the Wampus Cats. You still have McCall in the backfield, and here is the snap. And Ritchie caught in the backfield, brought down for a loss. It is a sack, and he'll be just a little bit behind the original line of scrimmage.
That's what you see when Lindsay gets you into obvious passing situations, 3rd and long. They're going to pin their ears back, and they're going to put it on this offensive line to make a play. And they're just going to send more guys than what they can block, and that's going to be the result, I'm afraid, for most of the night here if this offensive line isn't able to maybe kind of sure things up here when Lindsay does send the blitz.
Yeah, I'm sure Luke Ring will look to go. It's actually 4th down, but I'm sure Luke Ring will look to go to some quicker throws on their next offensive possession. But it's a high kick and bounces at the 41, down to the 40, and caught big at the 46. It was a big hit that time, and it was coming off of Javen Keaton. Or no, that was that
was Richardson. Richardson the one with the hit, but we got a flag down at the line of scrimmage. See what the call is here from the white hat. Got to assume it's on Atoka. They're talking with Lindsay head football coach.
Just determine where they're going to spot this ball at. They're going to push it forward. But I'm assuming it was a 15-yard penalty. So they're going to have this at the 39.
I think Atoka had 12 men on the field. I think they hit him with an illegal substitution. So Lindsay's going to start in positive territory. Atoka's going to call a timeout here. 9:49 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Lindsay leads 30-0.
We'll take a break as well and be right back here on Atoka Wampus Cats Network. It's KHKC 102.1 FM. 30-0 is our score.
The RX Shop is now under new ownership. Jason and Sedana Lanig and their 2 daughters are longtime residents of Caney and are looking forward to continuing the same great service for you and your family. They're excited for this opportunity to serve our community and invite you to let them help you with your healthcare needs. Call 580-889-3331, 580-889-3331, or come by 872 West 13th Street in Atoka. RX Shop thanks you for shopping local.
This is Eric Studeville, inviting you to buy the Studeville way.
Whether you're looking for open roads
or you like them built tough,
there is only one way to buy your vehicle.
And that's the Studeville way.
Studeville Chevrolet, 851 Westside Drive in Durant, and StudevilleChevrolet.com.
And Studeville Ford, 1601 South Mississippi in Atoka, and StudevilleFord.net.
The Studeville family of dealerships,
proudly serving you and your communities.
Welcome back. 1st down and 10 for the Lindsay Leopards with the ball spotted at the 39-yard line. And Lindsay will pick up a couple of yards on the run to bring up second down.
Case Shores determined on that tackle to not let the running back of Dutton Taylor get by him that time. If we've seen the last series, Lindsay scoring on a couple of missed tackles by the Wampus Cats. Good sure tackle there around the legs for Case Shores.
And Lindsay set up with second down and 8. 9:14 to go here in the first half. You've got 3 wide receivers set off to the left, 1 running back into the backfield, and the defense will come off sides. That time will go against Michael Miller.
Trying to read the snap cadence of the quarterback there, and Miller just a little bit too excited. Going to get a 5-yard penalty against the Wampus Cats. As Lindsay had a freshman running back in there for a moment, as Dutton Taylor comes back into the game after getting a little bit of breather break. For the Leopards, shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff, jet sweep. Nope, quarterback keeper up the middle, up to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. And it's
he might have stretched out.
I think they're going to get his foot out of bounds about the 2.
Big run that time for Lindsay.
Yeah, you've seen good field vision here by the quarterback. Cameron showing you why he's been the quarterback the last couple of years. You know, again, not going to wow you with his speed, but his vision that he sees, he was able to pick through that Wampus Cat defense there and really wasn't touched until he got inside the 5.
First down and goal for Lindsay. Handoff, left side, bounces through 2 tackles, and that is going to be another Leopard touchdown.
Crew Flood, touchdown number 3 on the night for Flood, the sophomore, 5'11", 1. Touchdowns and 1 pick 6 for Flood tonight.
That was the replay. And by the way, Kalen tuning in to the broadcast now.
2-point conversion.
And the 2-point conversion is good. I didn't change the score right, but it is 38-0. Lindsay on top. We'll be right back after we hear a word from a couple of our local sponsors.
Ameris State Bank has been serving southeastern Oklahoma and North Texas for over 100 years. All of our products and services are available both online and in person, serving you in a friendly and professional atmosphere. At Ameris State Bank, you're more than a customer. You're a neighbor and a friend. From checking accounts to real estate loans, we've got you covered. We have 5 locations to serve you in Atoka, Antlers, Hugo, Tishomingo, and Sherman, Texas. Call, come by, or visit our website today at ameristatebank.com. Ameris State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
I can't believe how much business we're getting with the new sign we put up front. Game days are awesome. What's better than a lifelike sign of your favorite player? Wow, those decals on your ride are sweet. Where'd you get them? These are conversations you could be having when you choose Black Hawk Signs. Signs, banner service, screen printing, embroidery, decals, all at a price you can't dismiss. Professional or just because. Black Hawk Signs, a proud supporter of Atoka Athletics.
All right, welcome back as we stepped aside for just a few minutes. And we are going to have Lindsay with the football after the turnover. We'll go ahead and take you down to the play. And this was the kick during the break. And it looks like it just went right past the receiving team. Couldn't fall down on the ball, and they're going to pick that up about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, the kick returner just let it bounce in front of him and probably should have run up on that ball a little quicker and get underneath it. Use your momentum to go forward into the – it's easier to say up here in the box, but use your momentum to go forward instead of waiting on that ball to bounce to you. Took a weird bounce.
Shotgun here for Lindsay. They're going to hand this one off. And a good defense that time as they'll stop him right about the line of scrimmage. Talking to Kalen just a few minutes ago, he said Lindsay's doing good after the surgery. Numb and tired, but she'll be in a sling for 2 weeks. You better pamper.
Exactly.
Pamper my cousin.
Yep. Be a good boy.
Do your job. Cook dinner.
Yeah, clean the house.
Do the
Scrub
dishes.
toilets.
You should already be doing that.
Exactly. Got some backups in the game here for Lindsay.
Different Lindsay.
Different Lindsay. The football team Lindsay.
And Lindsay will have it right side, bounces his way, and powers through for the touchdown. And that's another big one for that time. It was Tough Font.
6'2", 220 pounds. Again,
Tough
it seems
Font.
like
that's
every
a perfect name.
Yeah, every player they line up out there is over 200 pounds, and looks like they're a brick house. Weight program doing wonders up here in Lindsay.
They really have an outstanding weight program,
yes,
too.
They do.
It is a really good weight program.
Really invested in the facilities here at Lindsay. Really nice weight room, really nice facilities overall.
Going for two. Not successful. So our score is 44-0. Lindsay leading big time with 7:31 still to go in the first half.
At D&H Tires, all they do is rims and tires. That means when you buy from D&H, you're getting the best deal from experts that know. Cars, trucks, SUVs, even ag equipment. If it needs rubber to roll, then you need D&H Tires. The best deals on tires and rims in Atoka and Cole County. So hurry into D&H Tires, 309 South Mississippi in Atoka, and follow D&H Tire on Facebook for their ever-changing specials. D&H Tires, tires for everyone's budget.
Downtown Atoka just got a little bit cooler. Welcome to the barber shop. We're talking crisp fades, sharp cuts, and hot towel shaves that just hit different. Need a break? Grab a seat and enjoy a complimentary beverage while you relax. For men, for women, for anyone who wants to look fresh, this is your spot. The barber shop, downtown Atoka. Now that's cuts served neat.
Wampus Cats on the return after another touchdown by the Lindsay Leopards. 44-0 is the score. And Lindsay on top big at home. Their homecoming not till October, just like ours is coming up. Can you believe? 20 years this year.
You're old.
I know.
You're old. I'm not quite there. You're old.
You were 06?
I think I was 7.
07?
I think, what is this? Oh, that'd be 17, 18 years, 17.
Well, if you were 07, you'd be 18.
I'm not math, so be quiet.
Yeah, you do not do math well.
Was taught roughly, okay. Math is not my strong suit.
Yeah, not mine either.
Best 5 years of my life.
So we do have a penalty, and it is going to go against the Wampus Cats. I believe that is a 10-yarder, and they're going to back that up to the 20. Where did they have that ball spotted at? The 21?
Could be at the 21, 22. Spot at the 22. We kind of got a weird angle here. We're actually set up on the 35.
You can't see anything.
On that end of the field, it's hard to kind of see where they're at on that end of the field. It seems like that's where they've been playing all game.
Shotgun, handoff. McCall nowhere to go as Barton has checked back into the quarterback position. This is just going to rotate those two right now. Down 44-0.
Yeah, McCall's going to lose a yard on that first down run. It'll be 2nd and 11 coming up here. Just tough sledding here for the Wampus Cat offense tonight. The offensive line, we talked before the game, really needed to try to establish that line of scrimmage. And it's hard to do when you got guys that are 290, 240, 275, 310, 240. I mean, they're just all up and down the paper.
Barton looking to go down the field, intended for Connor Ritchie. And that one is going to be incomplete. Bring up 3rd down and 11.
And, you know, I'm not mad about that pass. Take a chance. You're down 44-0. See if it sticks. See if Ritchie can go up and make a play or get a pass interference call, get 15 yards. You know, at this point, Atoka just needs positive yards any way they can get it. Let Barton sling the ball. See what you got here.
Well, and time of possession has not been in favor, really, of anyone. Lindsay has scored in such quick fashion on each of their drives. And this is going to be a pass right side, caught. And I believe that was Michael Miller on the catch.
Trying to set up a wide receiver screen. Was able to get a few yards on that third down play, but still going to be 4th and 8 coming up here for the Wampus Cats. And they're deep in the Lindsay side of the field. Atoka looks like they're going to line up to punt. Lindsay's going to send a couple of players back, going to stand at their own 42-yard line. So we've seen a lot of the punter here, Timothy Wingo, tonight for the Wampus Cats.
Yep.
We've seen Wingo get demolished on a play, the bad snap.
And the kick is up. It is high and short. Takes a friendly leopard bounce, and Atoka's going to have to pick that one up as McCall will get it. And I believe the ball is going to be spotted at the 32.
Yeah, that was
going to have it at 35.
It was about a 15-yard punt there. It went way high in the air, but then it took that Lindsay bounce and got Lindsay an extra 5 yards. So we've seen the Leopards again. Really good starting field position, already leading 44-0 here over the Wampus Cats.
Stick around for our halftime show, by the way. We've got a special guest on the program here today. We'll sit down on a podcast with Eric Hardison, the new basketball coach for the Atoka Wampus Cats. Well, old basketball coach.
New basketball
coach. Yeah, so good to have him there. Our halftime show brought to you by Lucinda Holland, the farmer agent serving our community. She's always just a phone call away at 580-889-3347. And we've got 1st down and 10 for the Leopards. Defense getting into the backfield, rolling off and intercepted. That is a much-needed play by this Wampus Cat defense that just hasn't seemed to have anything going their way so far. And that time, Brock Smith on the interception.
That's exactly what you need from your defensive front. Atoka did send a blitz there that time coming off that left side edge, was able to get to the quarterback, got the quarterback out of the pocket on the run where he's a little bit uncomfortable, was just unable to get that ball on a line and kind of floated it up in the air like we seen Barton a while ago. So now both teams with turnovers, both teams with an interception apiece. That's positive. That's something positive you want to see here for the Wampus Cats. Keep fighting.
Keep fighting. I mean, you're down 44 right now. You can't lose anything with that. And, of course, making the big play was the freshman, Brock Smith.
Again, another freshman. It's freshmen all up and down the roster here for the Wampus Cats.
Tons of freshmen. And looking to throw. Barton looking to go deep, and it is just out of the reach of the intended wide receiver, Connor Ritchie, once again, going down the sidelines, cut up to about the 35-yard line, and the ball just overthrown the intended target.
You know, you can look at this one or two ways for the Wampus Cats. You know, you're really young. You're playing a lot of freshmen right now, a lot of sophomores. You're going to take some lumps. But how well does this set you up for the next couple of years?
Yeah,
you know,
it'll take a lot of lumps.
Yeah, you just got to withstand it here through this non-district play.
And that's a nice looking play. Barton throws it out to Connor Ritchie, and he's not able to pick up any yardage, but it looked like he was going to cut upfield for a second, push down to the outside, and maybe loses a yard.
You're trailing 44-0.
Quick plays, though.
If that is the final score, you know, this, regardless of what the score is, it's only one loss. It doesn't affect you. These are non-district games. They don't determine your playoff position, your playoff seeding. Like we said before the broadcast started, the whole new season starts next week. That's when the games really count. That's when the scores count. You got to keep it close the best you can and try to get as many points as you can.
Yeah, going into district play, we'll talk about that coming up, as this one, it looks like a miscommunication between wide receiver and quarterback as they were trying to get it out to Javen Keaton. And he was not in the vicinity. But, you know, taking a look at districts coming up in just a couple of weeks, or next week, actually. Atoka, some big games on the horizon. You start off with Wilburton. That's really what you would think would be your true chance to get a win. The team that's won one game in 3 years, they're 2-0 to start the season.
Again, it's non-district play. You know, they could get 2 wins. They could win tonight and be 3-0. Who knows? But that could be the only 3 wins they get.
That's a team. Again, they've won one game in 3 seasons,
and that's that's something nice to see. You want to see teams turn it around, and
you know, we thought Wilburton progressed quite a bit last year, and they look a lot better from their video stream. And
that's a fumble.
Lindsay is going to have great field position once again. The punt was initially blocked. And so Lindsay will take over.
Looks like it's going to be about the...
Well, it's inside the red zone.
Yeah, it's going to be about the 17-yard line. Again, the block punt, though, was set up by another bad snap on special teams. And forces Wingo to have to go and chase the ball, which gets him out of position. You know, when you're a punter, it's all about routine. It's all about, doing the same thing. When you get thrown out of position, it really throws the whole thing off.
You know, Wilburton, we talked about them. They played Gore, beat them 14-0, and then they were at Hartshorn, beat them 32-28.
And that's a big rivalry there.
Yep.
That McGowan Mountain or Gowan Mountain, what they call it, something special there. But that's a big win over Hartshorn.
You get Wilburton and Morris back to back before you have to go to Vian, which is not going to be an easy task. We'll get those scores updated as Vian in a big game trying to come back off of a loss. Matter of fact, we got a quick timeout. We have definitely hit our advertising total here in the first half so far. So let's take a look at some of these scores going around 2A2. A big one, Fairland and how do you even pronounce that? Wyandotte. Okay, they're tied at the half, 7-7. Taking a look at some of the other, Holdenville, we talked about them on the ride up here. They are extremely good.
They put up 78 points last week against Okema, 78-0.
It's second quarter right now against North Rock Creek, and they're up 32-0.
You know, Holdenville comes from my district, the Colgate district. They're becoming a steamrolling train is what they're becoming.
Morris in our district, again, we'll play them in 2 weeks. They are at Haskell right now. They're down 20-0 at the half. Some of the big ones, halftime, Vian, the number 2 team in 2A2, and Pecola, the number 3 ranked team in 2A2. 21-12, Vian on top at halftime.
That's always nice to get good competitive non-district games.
Davis up 20-7 against the number 5 ranked team, Plainview.
Davis,
you know what's weird? Davis in a spread.
Weird to see, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It very much is.
30-something years of running the wishbone.
Yep. You know, Davis
or
coming off
the
that
option.
Coming off that tough Sulphur loss, probably looking to get back into the win column this week against Plainview. Davis not scared to play people. I mean, they're obviously, their regular season, I think they finished 7-3 last year, went on to win they were 0-3 in non-district last year.
I know. That's what's so crazy is they were so unpredictable at the very beginning of the year. They played some really close games, especially in district, and then they go on and have the season that they had. I mean, it was really impressive, and they looked to kind of keep that continuing this season.
Got an injury on the field here for the Lindsay Leopards. It's like an offensive lineman.
With that injury, we'll take a timeout. It's KHKC 102.1 FM, 44-0. Lindsay on top at home. We'll be back.
In a world full of possibilities and firsts, you need neighbors in your corner, experts who have your back, and a cheering section to keep you going. That's why we're here. For 100 years and counting, we've been the first bank of dreaming big and the first bank of what's next. At First Bank, we believe that anything's possible, and we're here to help you believe it too. First Bank, here for possibilities.
This is Eric Studeville, inviting you to buy the Studeville way.
Whether you're looking for open roads
or you like them built tough,
there is only one way to buy your vehicle.
And that's the Studeville way.
Studeville Chevrolet, 851 Westside Drive in Durant, and StudevilleChevrolet.com.
And Studeville Ford, 1601 South Mississippi in Atoka, and StudevilleFord.net.
The Studeville family of dealerships,
proudly serving you and your communities.
Welcome back into Lindsay, Oklahoma, as we are in the second quarter of action. 4:19 remaining. We had a timeout due to an injury. Did you see who that was, by the way, on the field?
Yeah, that was number, it's hard to get a number, 70-something. I think it was 73 for the Leopards. 73, was able to walk off on his own, is on the trainer's table right now getting looked at.
Well, we'll start off with the second down and 15. Flags on the field. Looks like it's going to be a false start by the offense. And that will back the train up a short bit out of the red zone, as that's exactly where Lindsay started this drive, and you hate giving up the ball inside the red zone with such short field to have to work with.
Yeah, Lindsay sprinkling in a few substitutions now here is probably going to see more and more of that as the game continues now inside 4 minutes here left before halftime as Font continues to come in at quarterback.
Font, tough Font. It's a great name for football.
You have to play football with a name like that, don't you?
You
don't have a choice.
You have to be tough at least.
Font's pass complete.
I think I'm saying his name right?
Complete to right to McCulley. Nice
I would, yeah.
Two?
It's either two or it's tough. We'll call it tough. Tough sounds better. I apologize if the Font family is listening to the broadcast, but
we got his last name right.
We can do that. I can do that.
Font hard.
Maybe we'll just call him Mr. Font.
They're going to go down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Good defense that time by the Wampus Cats. Is Brock Smith in there. He's made some big plays tonight, the freshman.
Again, another freshman for the Wampus Cats. You know, and talking about the schedule upcoming, you've got two very winnable games coming up here the next couple of weeks with Wilburton and Morris. How big would that be to start the district play?
For the confidence?
2-0 to start districts? I mean,
just in confidence alone.
Yeah.
With a ton of freshmen on a team, you get a couple of wins under your belt. I mean, they're talented.
Mm-hmm.
They're extremely talented freshmen. But again, you're playing a lot of freshmen on both sides of the ball.
And you're playing competitive teams. You've got freshmen trying to match up with a big Lindsay team here. Ringling is a perennial powerhouse. I mean, it's not like Atoka's rolling out a bunch of slappies out here with their non-district game. You've got teams that are really competitive, and all three of them have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs in this non-district play for the Wampus Cats.
3:06 still remaining on the clock in the first half. Defense pressure coming in the backfield, rolling off out of the pressure, caught at the 5-yard line and down inside. Did he get the touchdown? He did. It's another touchdown for the Lindsay Leopards.
Leopard touchdown.
You can call Mr. Font whatever you want to on a play like that. That was an absolute beautiful ball rolling to his right, throwing across his body and hitting the receiver in stride. That was an absolute pretty pass there from Mr. Font.
Your backup
can do that right there.
Yeah. Your backup is making a play like that. But he is a senior.
Yep.
So handoff up the middle here for the 2-point conversion. And they are going to spot it short, no good. So we head in to the break, 50-0. The Wampus Cats trailing big here on the road in Lindsay. We'll be right back.
Ritter Express Pharmacy in Atoka has been serving as your local hometown team. Since 1972, the Ritter family has been dedicated to your health and well-being. Now with the third generations in pharmacy school and medical school, they are continuing to strive to bring the latest in healthcare innovation to our community. They understand life is busy and have 2 convenient drive-through windows and are well known for their fast and friendly service. Ritter Express Pharmacy is very appreciative of the support of the community over the last 50 years and will continue to work hard and evolve to earn your business. If you need free delivery, a vaccination, a wheelchair, a brace, specialty compounding, a unique request, or just good medical advice you can trust from people that care and are invested in the community, then Ritter Express Pharmacy has you covered. Choose Ritter Express Pharmacy. Experience the personalized care you deserve. Ritter Express Pharmacy is your trusted partner in health.
There I am, late for dinner, hair's frizzing, when my car decides it's auditioning for Fast and the Not So Furious. But then I dial 364-4813 for Hatter Boys Wrecker Service. Rescue squad arrives, big smiles, and prices that don't require a credit card meltdown. They handle lockouts, flat tires, pullouts, you name it. Basically roadside superheroes minus the capes. So if your car's acting dramatic, call 364-4813, Hatter Boys Wrecker Service. They can't fix my hair, but they make towing my vehicle way less dramatic.
Welcome back. We've got 2:53 still remaining on the clock in the first half of play in Lindsay, Oklahoma, KHKC 102.1 FM. This is The Brand. Michael Gabbard, Cody Newberry on the broadcast tonight, filling in for the one and only Caitlin Nagorski. As our score again, 50-0. Atoka with the football. Spotted at the 30-yard line. A run up the middle, picks up a couple, and is down. That time McCall on the run. He is taken down by number 51 of the defense. That is Knox Medillion.
Brought down by 61,
Madeline.
Reese Wallace.
Did I say that wrong?
Yeah.
Reading is hard.
Medlin.
Medlin?
I'd say Medlin.
You're meddling around?
Meddling around. The freshman. But a 200-pound freshman.
Big kid. Looking to throw short of the intended wide receiver. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
That's incomplete.
Trying to get the ball out into the flat there over to the far side. You still got a manageable 3rd down and about 4 coming up here for the Wampus Cats. Again, when you have positive plays on 1st down, it sure makes play calling a little bit easier when you get into 2nd and 3rd, possibly 4th down, manageable positions here for your offense. Give your freshmen a chance here to make a play.
Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers set left. Looking to go deep down the sideline and towards the painted number of the 40. It is over the outstretched arms that time of Javen Keaton. And again, he's wearing number 9 right now. Usually is out there with number 5, but they've had a jersey change the last couple of games.
I think Keaton lost that in the lights. That was the way that ball had an arch on it. That was thrown really high in the air. Pretty sure Keaton lost that on the fall down from the pass. Atoka's going to line up here to possibly go for it, trailing 50-0. Got to try to get something positive here before halftime, Mike.
Shotgun once again. Handoff up the middle. Big run that time, pushing past the 1st down line. And McCall, big run, big gain.
Flag coming in right at the end of the play. Where the play ended, we'll see what the play call is, but that's what positive plays can get you. You can get these manageable 3rd and 4th downs where it's not so hard to get the 3 yards, 4 yards required, and when you have a workhorse like McCall in the backfield, those 3 yards can be pretty easy. They're going to face mask against Lindsay.
So a chance here as you get into Lindsay territory, really for the first time tonight. It's the first time that Atoka's seen the opposite side of the field, so that's a positive.
Atoka with 1 timeout left here with just under 2 minutes to play here. Got to try to get some points on the board here. Get something positive going into halftime as Lindsay will receive the ball coming out to start the 2nd half.
Right now you're playing for spirit. You're down 50-0.
You want to put something positive on the film when you guys come in and watch film tomorrow or Sunday.
And that time, Barton looking to go down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Barton probably wanted that play back. He threw that into double coverage. Actually had Keaton open coming across the slant on the near side. If he was able to make that 2nd read, go to option C, come off of Keaton, or come off of Richie to get to Keaton. Keaton is open, cutting across the middle on that inside slant.
And looking to go right side on the screen, and it is caught. And some positive yardage as Case Horton on the catch.
Again, that's that quick throw, and Lindsay's going to line up to go for blitzes here on these 3rd and longs, 2nd and longs. Trying to get at the quarterback, you got to get the ball out quick, and that's exactly what Coach Ring called up there on that 2nd down play to be 3rd and long.
So 1:19. You still got time to make something happen and produce some sort of positivity in regards to points. And it's a passing play once again, looking to go on a screen pass as it's behind the line of scrimmage, and Atoka will lose some yardage on the play.
Barton just checked down to McCall out of the backfield. Was a little unsure to get that ball out thrown across the middle. Coach Ring talking with Barton right now. Sure, he's saying just let it rip. Sling it. Let's see what we got. You got to throw to the open. You got to throw your receivers open. There are spots in this defense on the backside here that there are some open spots. If Barton is able to lead his receivers to it.
40 seconds, clock still running. 5 wide receivers set out, 3 to the left. Ball spotted right side of the field. Barton looking to go towards the sidelines, and it's incomplete once again. So You get a turnover on downs. Clock stops at 25.3 seconds. Lindsay, do you think they try to just run the clock out here, go into halftime, or maybe you try to add some dirt to the wound and try to put up 6?
No, I think Lindsay's a little more class than that. I think, Coach Embry runs a quality class program here. You've got to imagine they're probably just going to take a knee, get to halftime. They do receive the ball coming out of half. I would expect a victory formation here for the final play in the first half.
I only say that because they've gone for 2 each time that they've scored. So, you never know. It's practice. I don't necessarily see it as running the score up necessarily. You play offense to score. We got flags.
It took too long to get the play in, Mike.
Delay game against the Leopards.
We'll push them back 5 yards. Yeah, big shout out to Tommy Ferguson and the crew here at Lindsay. And, of course, the opposing radio station has always been extremely helpful here in the Lindsay area. So big shout out to them.
It's always nice in our business going somewhere where you're not always greeted with hospitable people that want to go out of their way to make things easy for us, because it's not easy doing what we do.
Yeah, they always
tracking in all of our equipment and getting here 2 or 3 hours early, making sure the gates are open for us. It's always nice to have ADs and coaches and principals that really work with us in our industry.
Absolutely. As the clock hits 0, we head into halftime. Our score 50-0. Lindsay on top at home against your Atoka Wampus Cats. We've got our halftime show coming up right now, as it is presented to you by Lucinda Holland and Farmers Insurance. As Lucinda Holland, if you're looking for an insurance agent who can help you understand your options, call Lucinda Holland at 580-889-3347. We'll have more coming up in regards to the first half, but we will go ahead and step aside for a commercial break after we hear from a special guest, Eric Hardison, in our halftime show coming up right now. Halftime in Lindsay with Eric Hardison. And I've got the pleasure of sitting down and talking to the new athletic director and the boys basketball coach, Eric Hardison. Glad to have you here into our studio today and to talk to you about the upcoming season and really what's going on around Atoka Public Schools as we try to dive in and let everyone outside of the school system know kind of what you guys are all doing nowadays. But anyway, regardless, it's good to have you in the studio. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Glad to be back.
Yeah, me too.
It's a busy time of the year. Like this coming Monday, we've got golf going on, we've got football going on, we've got softball, we've got academic team, we've got elementary basketball. It's here. So we're ready to get into full swing with all of our athletics.
Speaking of like the younger, the basketball games, we had the basketball games yesterday. My daughter Scarlett played in the 4th grade game.
Yep.
And I did not realize last year I coached her 3rd grade team, but now being in, the parents were just crazy wild. I mean, they get after it.
It was a good atmosphere for those young kids yesterday. I enjoyed getting to watch them play.
Absolutely. Well, so you take a little time away from Atoka Public Schools. This isn't your first rendezvous here.
Right.
And you led the basketball team a couple of years ago after the departure of Russ Harrison. And then you were at Roth for a little bit, and then I believe Caney at one point. And now you're back. Tell me what it's like being settled back in to Atoka Public Schools.
Still some familiar faces around, which is nice, which I've got family here and a lot of friends. So it's good to be back and see all those people and just kind of get back in the swing of things. Also, I've got kids that, I probably went to school with their parents. So now those kids are starting to funnel through. I've also got a son that's a freshman, so it's neat seeing those relationships again.
Now, you are the new athletic director,
Me and Coach Dale.
A lot of I've dealt more with Coach Dale lately than I've had to with you right now, and I know you guys delegate quite a bit.
Right.
But I don't think a lot of people understand the challenges there are being an athletic director and all the responsibilities that go into it.
It's something all the time. It's something every day. I'm glad that we are kind of partnering up and tag teaming this year, because I couldn't teach and probably do this job at the same time. So I'm thankful for Coach Dale and all that he does. There's the behind the scenes stuff where we have to order stuff and everything, and he's really good about that. And I'm working with coaches and their schedules and getting that lined out for this year and next year. I've already got my basketball schedule set for next year. I've been calling coaches. So, that's some of the things that people just don't understand, all the behind the scenes work that it takes to put on a season and get ready for those seasons.
Man, I'm telling you, especially right now, it's just football season. So, you're still having to delegate to other aspects within the athletic department, and just seeing you guys work behind the scenes, during football season, it's pretty intense.
It is. Well, we were excited to, especially with our new coaches coming aboard, and it's just it's just a new year, and you've got new kids. We've got young kids this year, and to watch them work throughout the summer, it was hectic trying to hire all of our new coaches this summer, because we didn't know if we'd have enough to fill all these spots that we needed. So that's always stressful, but once you get those people in place, things have gone pretty well so far.
We talked about this prior to this interview itself. You had a new football coach, a new boys and girls basketball coach, including yourself, baseball, softball, and golf.
Yes.
It's a lot of change.
It is.
For young athletes. How have you guys kind of brought them in to that with all the sudden change?
Well, it's something where we've sat down with our coaching staff and just kind of, we're all striving for the same thing. We're all headed in the same direction. So, I felt good about all the coaches we brought on this year, and I got to watch them throughout the summer. Of course, I had the basketball kids, and we went to a few team camps, and then to get to watch football and their workouts, and then baseball. I've got a son that does basketball and baseball, so I went to a lot of baseball games. And then I knew Shaylee from softball, having coached against her. So getting to see all these kids throughout the summer, put in the work, I think, and we've got a young group. For once, I'm kind of the elder statesman of the group, so I'm used to being one of the younger guys, but having these younger kids with their enthusiasm, we need that as well. So it's been a good mix.
Now, you're coaching boys basketball, and again, this isn't your first go-around at that position here at Atoka Public Schools. What do you see in regards to what you're going to have in front of you with that team in the upcoming season?
We've got a bunch of young kids. I've got a really big freshman class. I'm excited about those kids. I'm excited about the kids I have in the gym right now, and then we're going to get some kids from football as well. We've got close to 20 kids in the gym as we speak, so we'll be getting some more, like I said, when football season is over. But they work hard. They listen. I think as the years go on, this team will progress and get better. We're young right now. We'll take a few knots this year, but the tide is turning with this group.
Last question for you. This summer, obviously, kind of chaotic with the changes. What has made your transition back smoother?
Just knowing that we have our administration in place, working with Mr. Mannion and Kayla and Miss Cheryl, and then working with Dr. Karch also, knowing that those centerpieces are here, that you can count on those guys to work with, was a big piece of me.
This presentation of your halftime show is brought to you by KHKC 102.1 FM. Stick around, second half coming up next.
In a world full of possibilities and firsts, you need neighbors in your corner, experts who have your back, and a cheering section to keep you going. That's why we're here. For 100 years and counting, we've been the first bank of dreaming big and the first bank of what's next. At First Bank, we believe that anything's possible, and we're here to help you believe it too. First Bank, here for possibilities.
Brown's Funeral Service in Atoka, Colgate, Durant, and Medill are proud to be a part of the communities they serve. Since 1994, Brown's Funeral Service has proudly supported nonprofits, police and fire departments, local military members, and area schools. The staff at Brown's Funeral Service takes great pride in these endeavors because they realize it's more than being in business. It's about being a thread in the fabric of our community. Brown's Funeral Service, where service begins but never ends.
This is Eric Studeville, inviting you to buy the Studeville way.
Whether you're looking for open roads
or you like them built tough,
there is only one way to buy your vehicle.
And that's the Studeville way.
Studeville Chevrolet, 851 Westside Drive in Durant, and StudevilleChevrolet.com.
And Studeville Ford, 1601 South Mississippi in Atoka, and StudevilleFord.net.
The Studeville family of dealerships,
proudly serving you and your communities.
Since 1971, Westside Family Dentistry has been committed to enhancing the natural beauty and function of your smile while improving your oral and overall health. Using state-of-the-art technology, our friendly staff will take care of all your needs, from routine care, crown and bridge, implants, and even orthodontics, including Invisalign. Westside Family Dentistry is the premier choice to create beautiful, healthy smiles for the whole family.
Welcome back in to KHKC 102.1 FM. Our score right now at the break, 50-0 with about 9 minutes before we kick off this second half of play. And Lindsay on top big right now at halftime. We'll talk more about some of the keys to that first half for the Lindsay Leopards and maybe a little bit of what Atoka needs to do to get some confidence back into this game. But otherwise, our halftime show, again, is brought to you by Lucinda Holland and Farmers Agent Lucinda Holland. And again, if you ever need to just call, she's always just a phone call away at 580-889-3347. We will take one more commercial break before we get into our halftime festivities. And again, this is KHKC 102.1 FM, The Brand.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Find the award-winning service you need with Logan Daniel in Atoka.
Step into luxury. Step into all prissied up, downtown Atoka's beauty destination. Whether it's flawless extensions, a fresh cut, lashes that captivate, or makeup that turns every head, we bring out your best. Pamper yourself with pedicures, polish, and relax in our state-of-the-art stand-up tanning bed, or choose from many others for that perfect glow. Because beauty isn't just seen, it's felt. All prissied up, where elegance meets confidence.
Ritter Express Pharmacy in Atoka has been serving as your local hometown team. Since 1972, the Ritter family has been dedicated to your health and well-being. Now with the third generations in pharmacy school and medical school, they are continuing to strive to bring the latest in healthcare innovation to our community. They understand life is busy and have 2 convenient drive-through windows and are well known for their fast and friendly service. Ritter Express Pharmacy is very appreciative of the support of the community over the last 50 years and will continue to work hard and evolve to earn your business. If you need free delivery, a vaccination, a wheelchair, a brace, specialty compounding, a unique request, or just good medical advice you can trust from people that care and are invested in the community, then Ritter Express Pharmacy has you covered. Choose Ritter Express Pharmacy. Experience the personalized care you deserve. Ritter Express Pharmacy is your trusted partner in health.
Genesis Abstract and Title is dedicated to doing things right while providing a positive customer experience. At Genesis Abstract, they use advanced technology such as fully automated records to expedite the process and avoid delays. Their friendly professionals are ready to serve you and will take care of every detail to make your buying and selling process an easy one. Genesis Abstract, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 410 East Court Street in Atoka. Your source for quality abstracts, title insurance, and excellent closing solutions.
Amir State Bank has been serving southeastern Oklahoma and North Texas for over 100 years. All of our products and services are available both online and in person, serving you in a friendly and professional atmosphere. At Amir State Bank, you're more than a customer. You're a neighbor and a friend. From checking accounts to real estate loans, we've got you covered. We have 5 locations to serve you in Atoka, Antlers, Hugo, Tishomingo, and Sherman, Texas. Call, come by, or visit our website today at AmeriStateBank.com. Amir State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back in. It's halftime in Atoka as the Wampus Cats trailing 50-0 right now. A tough game for the Wampus Cats, but we can say there are a ton of positives that we can look at. We'll dive into that in just a second. As again, our halftime show is presented to you by Lucinda Holland, Farmer's Agent. And Cody, you being the voice of the Colgate Wildcats, you got to see Atoka last week. We have seen some improvements in regards to some confident throwing there by the freshman quarterback for the Atoka Wampus Cats, and we'll dive into that here in just a few minutes. It's a tough game. You look at it 50-0, but you have to sit here and say that it's tough for any coach or any person that is coaching a team full of youth. I mean, we talk about this lineup that Atoka has. I mean, we look down across the board, and I want to say there's 18 freshmen on this team, in which a lot of these freshmen are seeing starting time, playing time. You didn't see that growing up. When we were younger, you had a ton of seniors, juniors. You had guys like Daniel Arterberry and Williams and more that were. Joey was so good there on the defensive line, and just a ton of experience. It's not something we're seeing this year, and that's okay.
And let's not forget, too, that this is Coach Ring's first job here at Atoka. It's hard to implement a whole new system and a whole new culture. And, he's trying to undo some of the things that have been some of the bad habits that have been done here at Atoka. It's going to take time. There's going to be growing pains. It's a tough ask, any coach, to come in and change a program, much less do it with mostly freshmen. I mean, you look at the roster, and the majority are the biggest percentage of them are freshmen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are going to be some growing pains. Let's give Coach Ring some time. You can see that change is happening. The kids keep fighting. Let Coach Ring get his system implemented offensively and defensively. Remember, they're changing everything, the play calling, the signals.
Well, you go from an I formation last year into a spread offense, and in a freshman quarterback. And again, I felt like there in the first half, Ryan Barden, he's looked comfortable out there. The offensive line has struggled a little bit. Of course, you got some youth there. Lindsay being oversized on the opposite. And we knew this going in, talking to Luke Ring. I mean, we even talked about this in the pregame show about how talented Lindsay was across the board. You look, they've got a lot of depth back. 10 out of their 11 starters coming back this year from a 6-5 team, including their starting quarterback on the offensive side, and defensively it's the same. And those are juniors and seniors across the board. So very talented squad. This is a playoff team.
And that's what I was looking at. You look at Lindsay's schedule. They've got Washington, Marlowe. Those two teams right there alone are going to be fighting for state championship appearance. And from what I can see, this Lindsay team, they can't be that far behind them. I mean, this Lindsay team has a shot to compete in this district, this Class 2A Division I, 2. I mean, there's some heat in this district, and Lindsay is there right there with them.
When you see their backup quarterback making plays like he did there in the first half, I mean, that says a lot. And, of course, still senior, the backup is, but he looked really good.
But it attests to their depth, how much depth they have.
Correct.
And how much of a veteran-laden team that you see here. And you get this. In high school, you get these teams that will go through cycles where they are veteran-laden, where they, every 3 or 4 years they get a good group of seniors that have played well. And that's what you're kind of hoping for with this Atoka Wampus Cat team. Start them out young, get some experience. The best experience is experience.
Take time to shout out to some of our viewers out on YouTube here today. Adam Rushin on the broadcast commenting. Kevin Rector, I see in the name. Kyle Reynolds as well. Alan C. I hope everybody is enjoying the broadcast and the game here on Wampus Cats Atoka. Not really sure who he's calling an armchair quarterback. I guess maybe me. I don't know. I don't feel like I've said much like that. But 1 minute before we go, what does Atoka really need to do? What should they be looking forward to in the second half when we talk about confidence?
You got to get positive plays. You've got to get these freshmen a chance. You've got to get some play calling where Barton can be successful, some quick passes. We've seen a couple of times where Atoka's really trying to fight that outside flat, get into that flat. They've had a tough time establishing the line of scrimmage, which we thought they might have a little tough time. We were optimistic that they would. So you really haven't been able to get McCall going or started. You want to see some confident throws from Barton. You want to see Coach Ring throw in some plays where it gets Barton maybe out of the pocket, maybe move him over to his right, make him maybe roll to his right where he can see the field and make a confident throw out into the flat, or find somebody coming across the middle. Maybe get Javen Keaton coming across the middle who has some size at receiver. Just get him going. I mean, yeah, it's 50-0.
Not gonna hurt anything.
But again, this game only counts as one loss on the season, and it means absolutely nothing at the end of the year. If you're able to rack off some wins here to start district play, you can look back at this win or this loss here, this 50-0, trailing so far, as a stepping stone. This young team is going to take some lumps, and that's just part of it. And so these kids, the community, the parents, they've really got to stay behind the kids, keep giving them support, the coaches support. It takes a long time to get a freight train rolling down the tracks. But if you can ever get it rolling, you got something that's hard to stop. And I think Atoka has the ability to have the right coaches in place to get this freight train rolling down the tracks where they can be competitive in that district that they play in.
Man, let me tell you one thing. I'm very impressed with. You see the freshman Connor Ritchie getting a lot of action on the offensive side. You see guys on the defensive side who are freshmen, like Brock Smith had a big interception there in the first half. And it seems like when we're calling out names on this team, we're calling out some freshmen on the offensive or the defensive side. That's the positive. That's what you got to look at. And again, you might not be happy with the score. You might not be happy with the result, but this is a process. This takes time.
And let's remember, too, you got Malachi Brooks coming back next week. And Malachi is the type of athlete that
you can throw over the top.
He's a difference maker.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good for a couple of scores a game. And so, let's not let it all fall on deaf ears here that you've got some help coming in the weeks ahead.
Ooh, what happened to the camera right there? Oh. Got about a minute before the start of this. Michael Gabbard, Cody Newberry on the broadcast. I was just saying this the other day. This is my 9th year.
You're old.
And, well, I feel like I've been doing this forever,
Well, I can honestly say you have found something that this is your absolute calling.
Oh,
like you're good at it. I'm trying to butter you up here because you have to drive me home. But
you were making complete fun of me, saying I couldn't play the trombone, I couldn't play the saxophone.
Well, I can barely play the radio too. So
well, you know what? That. Okay, all right. To be fair though, not a country guy. Okay, I mean I don't do a whole lot of boot, scoot, and boogieing.
I know that's not your thing. I hear you on the mix.
Do you listen to me?
From time to time.
You liar.
When the feed truck picks it up, it's hard to get that. Hard to get your radio station
I bet
in
your
Colgate.
favorite artist is Sabrina Carpenter, right?
Well, I'm more of a Megan Maroney fan myself.
I like Megan Maroney.
Yeah.
I like Sabrina Carpenter, too. That's my bae. All right, it's 5 seconds before we start the second half.
Let's get this train back on the tracks here.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you can listen to me on our sister station, Mix 96.1, every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's my plug right there. And it is the best morning show in Texoma. I will say that.
Absolutely it is.
We have been nominated by no one, but I will tell everyone that.
I'll nominate you.
There we go.
In something.
I don't like your attitude right now.
I have a very positive attitude. You've got me on an off night, Mike. I mean, I'm supposed to be home, almost going to bed right now.
Oh, I'm telling you. Stepping in for Kalen Nagorski, who will be back next week. And he's taking care of my cousin tonight, Lindsay Nagorski. Coming back from surgery, and she's doing good. Glad to hear that. So 12 minutes on the clock. We start our third quarter of action. Lindsay on top right now at home, 50-0. And right now, like we said, Atoka, positive plays defensively, offensively, and we'll see what happens here as I'm sure Lindsay will bring out the B squad here in the second half of play.
Defensively for the Wampus Cats, we've seen a lot of missed tackles tonight for the Wampus Cats, and a lot of that has to do with the size that Lindsay has. I mean, they definitely have a size advantage over the Wampus Cats tonight, but you really got to try to shore up this open field tackle. Tackles for loss. You've been able to get Lindsay in the backfield, but Lindsay breaking through tackles.
Right.
It's what you want to see from your defense here in the second half. Just better tackling going into districts next week.
Good kick to get things started off. Caught at the 16, pushes out, punches past the painted number of the 30, down at the 37 and out of bounds. That time the tackle was made by Michael Miller. We've heard his name a few times, the sophomore for the Wampus Cats.
Brody Kenyard looking for wanted a crackback block call, but no call on that.
Quinlan Austin, would you come to the press box, please? Quinlan Austin, would you come to the press box?
Big crowd here for Lindsay tonight. Obviously, it's a home game, but when you look at the other side for the Atoka Wampus Cats, they had a pretty good turnout here tonight as well.
It's not an easy drive to get to Lindsay.
No, it's not.
A couple-hour drive. And
used to be one of my favorite golf courses, too. I've unfortunately heard it's gone down in the last few years, but shotgun formation, the bunch set to the left. They're going to hand this one off left side, going off tackle and back up to the line of scrimmage. That time on the run was Aiden Self, the freshman, standing at 5'9" and 140 pounds, so not necessarily the size we saw there in the first half.
It was a good job there by the defensive end and also by Richardson to scrape down and get that play to extend out sideways. Was able to get that holding call against Lindsay that's going to back him up 10 yards, but a good job there by the defensive front, defensive end, scraping down, drawing that play out, going toward the sidelines and unable to cut it upfield.
10:19 on the clock as we're just now getting the third quarter started. Shotgun formation once again here for the Leopards.
Maddox Albright, the freshman quarterback, in now for Lindsay.
And here's the snap. It's high over the head. And Atoka, did they fall on it? I think they did. And we're going to call his name again. Michael Miller, I believe, was back there, was he not?
Richardson was there. That was a good play there.
I get those fours mixed up.
And, and that's something, too. Okay, we talk about the freshmen for Atoka, but let's give it up for these seniors, too.
Senior class,
Tegan Richardson still fighting hard. They're trailing 50-0. That play right there, he could have let up. He couldn't have sacrificed his body to lay out to get that fumble. But he knows the pride and trying to change the culture and establish a new culture. That's what you want from your seniors. You want your seniors to lead by example, especially with the youth and the freshmen that they have.
Talk about field position. Atoka in the red zone for the first time tonight. So an opportunity here, 4 points, as they'll get it right at the 10 or the 5-yard line. Bunch set to the right here. And we got a quarterback keeper as Connor Ritchie pushing his way in for the score.
Connor Ritchie, the ball carrier.
That was a good score there. Connor Ritchie just following those big blockers on that right side again. Michael, you mentioned that bunch formation. Ritchie able to stretch the ball out, and that's exactly what you wanted to see coming out of halftime.
Coming out of halftime, you got 8:38 on the clock. Atoka off the bad snap.
The fumble.
They get the football back at the 5-yard line. One play, 5 yards for the touchdown for the freshman, Connor Ritchie. And here is the extra point attempt. And the kick is up by Wingo and good. 50-7, and Atoka starting off the second half right where they want to. We'll be right back. We'll hear a word from a couple of our local sponsors here on KHKC 102.1 FM.
There I was, driving through town when, bam, tire pops, keys lock themselves inside, and the truck slides halfway into a ditch. Lucky for me, I know a number, 364-4813, Hatter Boys Wrecker Service. They show up faster than a raccoon on a corn dog. Pull me out, fix my flat, pop the lock, and the price, life-saving. So when your ride goes kaplunk, call Hatter Boys at 364-4813, Hatter Boys Wrecker Service, turning roadside whoopsies into yeehaws.
Need your land cleared, leveled, or loaded up? Call CMAC Dirtwork Gravel Trucking and Land Management. They haul gravel, sand, fill dirt, fast and reliable, from dozer work to track hoeing and skid steer services. They've got the heavy equipment and know how to get the job done right. Call 239-2026 today. That's 239-2026. CMAC Dirtwork, digging in so you don't have to. CMAX is a proud sponsor of Atoka Wampus Cat Athletics.
Missed tackles.
We come back, and yeah, like you were saying, some missed tackles. Ball to the 50. Now the kick return started at the 20, so a 30-yard pickup there on the return. Great field position here for the Lindsay Leopards, coming out after the one-play, 5-yard touchdown by Connor Ritchie. Our score is 50-7 with 6:27 to go in the third quarter, and the Wampus Cats on defense.
Had a hold there on that kick return. The flag was thrown at the 44-yard line, so that's going to back Lindsay up to the 34-yard line. That's about a 15-yard difference there between the final play there. So this is about the point of the field where Lindsay fumbled and had the bad snap. Atoka was able to jump on it, score a touchdown. We'll see what the Lindsay Leopards draw up here. Shotgun formation.
Out of the backfield.
Touchdown on the carry.
It was a freshman, Hutch Simonton, 5'7", 150 pounds. But he's able to get positive yards on that first down run. Picks up 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Dude, these bugs are absolutely killing me.
Well, I will say the weight program here is making a difference for the Leopards, as well as whatever they're feeding these bugs. These are
juiced, man.
Miniature pterodactyls flying around here.
They really are. Pretty sure one of their wings just knocked me out. Went down my shirt.
I seen them try to pick you up a while ago.
One's inside my hat. I haven't figured out how it got there.
Fumble. I'm going to call it an incomplete pass. They're saying that the quarterback he pitched it forward and it fell incomplete.
Forward pass incomplete.
It was kind of a gray area there. That was going to fall incomplete. Atoka did land on the ball, but they're going to call an incomplete pass. So 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Lindsay Leopards. Ball spotted at the 36-yard line.
You know, I'm really surprised and dumbfounded how that bug got inside my hat. Just saying. Shotgun for Lindsay. Ball spotted on the right hash. Quarterback keeper is designed as we'll get down at about the 38.
Yeah, Atoka with a late substitution there was just able to get 11 men on the field. Just picks up 1 yard as Mike's really struggling with these bugs.
Dude, I got bugs down my shirt, down my pants, in my hat. I had one fly up my nose a few minutes ago. I'm telling you, it's scary over here.
South Central Oklahoma, big bugs. We see the first punt of the night for the Leopards.
And 2 positives, back to back.
Yep.
3:42 remaining here in the third. Time is going quickly as the kick is nobody back for the Wampus Cats by design. And the ball takes a friendly Lindsay roll down to about the 8, maybe the 7-yard line. I can't really tell from here. And Atoka, long ways to go offensively, a lot longer than they had on their last possession, but that is okay because you got a big stop on the defensive side.
And you got to take the good with the bad here tonight, the little things, things that you can put on film. You know, you got to be able to look back at this and say, you know, if we're able to do this and do this, we're going to have positive outcomes. And again, this is a long season. This is just the 3rd game of the year under a new coach, a new system, new players. Everything is new. So you got to take some positives and try to find the good out of a game like this.
You got some seniors on the team. Malachi Brooks, obviously. Wade McCall, Cannon White, Case Shores, he's been around for a while. Shy Washington, Tegan Richardson as well. Got some juniors. And it looks like quarterback keeper. Beautiful run. And he'll pick up the first down. That was Richie again. I'm telling you, I am impressed with this freshman class. They've come out this season. They've continued to get better. I don't care what the score is. I really don't. Are we seeing progress?
Yep.
That's the question.
Yep.
And the answer is yes. We've seen progress over 3 weeks of play.
You know, I obviously haven't watched Atoka all 3 weeks, but this is the 2nd week that I've seen them, and I can definitely see improvements just from last week against the Wildcats. You know, the freshmen, they're looking more and more comfortable. They're looking in this system with the play calls. They're looking like, wow, that was like a bullet coming in here. They're looking more and more comfortable in this system, and it's just going to get more and more comfortable each week they play.
They look a lot more comfortable down there than I look up here, that's for sure.
You got a bug dance going on.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's
dangerous. The camera's
up here.
pointed the other way.
If I don't make it at home, that's why. Nice catch. Out through the sidelines, about the 27-yard line. It is enough, I believe, where he's at, maybe for the first down. I can't really tell.
They're not going to give him any gain on that play.
No, it looked like he picked up at least a couple. And thought he was right around that first down marker, but I am wrong. 52 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 50-7 the score. Atoka with the football at the 25. Looks right side over the outstretched arms. Michael Miller was the intended target, and that'll bring up 4th down and 4.
Looks like they're going to have to run one more play here in the third quarter before we get to zeros. Trying to get Michael Miller out in the flat on that little flat throw out there to the slot receiver. Looks like Michael might have had some room to run if he was able to gather that just a little too high on that throw from the quarterback.
And the clock running down, 7 seconds. I believe we are about to just go ahead and head into the fourth quarter of play. That was a quick quarter as our score 50-7. We'll be back here on KHKC TV, on KHKC 102.1 FM, The Brand.
Step into luxury. Step into all prissied up. Downtown Atoka's beauty destination. Whether it's flawless extensions, a fresh cut, lashes that captivate, or makeup that turns every head, we bring out your best. Pamper yourself with pedicures, polish, and relax in our state-of-the-art stand-up tanning bed. Or choose from many others for that perfect glow. Because beauty isn't just seen, it's felt. All prissied up, where elegance meets confidence.
I can't believe how much business we're getting with the new sign we put up front. Game days are awesome. What's better than a lifelike sign of your favorite player? Wow, those decals on your ride are sweet. Where'd you get them? These are conversations you could be having when you choose Black Hawk Signs. Signs, banner service, screen printing, embroidery, decals, all at a price you can't dismiss. Professional or just because. Black Hawk Signs, a proud supporter of Atoka Athletics.
Welcome back after the end of the third quarter. We start our fourth quarter of action. I need to get that scoreboard changed while I'm at it.
Yeah, not a punt that you want to really put on tape there from Wingo. It went about 15 yards.
You know, I'm wondering how many Wingos there are because there seems to have been a Wingo punting or kicking for the last 10 years.
When you're good at something, you keep doing it.
Of course, their father, the head coach of the soccer teams.
Obviously, probably where it comes from.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Kicking pretty important in the game of soccer.
Also in the game of football.
True.
Shotgun formation. As it's going to be a design quarterback keeper. Bounces out left side past the 40 and down to the 35. And he'll make his way to the 32. And slow to get up that time was the quarterback.
Smith.
Number 15, Maddox Albright. The freshman. He's a big kid too. They've got him checked in at 5'10", 198 pounds.
They keep rolling them out. It's the third quarterback we've seen tonight behind the two seniors.
Shotgun bunch formation, and they're going to toss this one out. Ball stripped.
There you go.
That time, Jaden Keaton caused the fumble. He knocked the ball out, fell on top of it, and Atoka will get the football back. So just like that, two big defensive stops. Now you get a chance to get back on offense and build some momentum into this fourth quarter. You got 9:44 left. You're not coming back from the loss at this point with the amount of time. We got a running clock at the current moment. But it does give you a chance to get some benefit points, if you will.
It's the positive plays. You know, the kids are still playing hard. You can tell, and that comes from coaching. These kids, the young Wampus Cats, playing for their coach, playing hard. Good strip of the football there on the defense.
I got to meet Glennis Ring here tonight. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. Seemed like a good dude and very positive spirits. Flag on the play. And I believe this one is going to go against the Wampus Cats. Maybe. Let's see real quick.
I couldn't tell from here. They may have got Lindsay lined up off sides.
Thought he pointed at a face mask for a second.
The ball is, what a 3-yard run.
By the way, if you remember Tyler Sharp, he was an old coach for the Atoka Wampus Cats a few years ago. He is an assistant coach here at Lindsay. Surprised me early. I honestly forgot he was at Lindsay. And Ritchie will keep it left side, a lot of space, but he's dragged down after about a 5-yard gain.
That was just a read option there with Ritchie and McCall. Good positive play on first down. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Wampus Cats.
Holden Thornburg on the tackle. 7:40 remaining. Just 9:24. We might get home a little early tonight. Big game tomorrow, the Oklahoma Sooners. Auburn, I know you're an OSU fan, so you're probably not.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not watching it tonight.
And Richie will keep it right side, has a lot of space to the 20, to the 10, and is pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Big run.
Good run there by Richie. Good vision there to tuck it himself. Another read option with McCall out of the backfield. Was able to get that right side edge and just scoot down the sideline, pushed out of bounds at the 5. You see the second time tonight the Wampus Cats in the red zone looking for more.
Wait for this play to set up. We'll get the replay on that here in just a minute. 6:35 on the clock. Shotgun, ball placed at the 5-yard line, right side hash. Handoff to McCall up the middle and picks up positive yardage. It'll be second down and goal. Let's take a look at that replay. Oh no, that was the one before. Yeah, I'll switch that. Which was still a good, very good run.
You know something you notice here, McCall's still in the game. He's not, that's the attitude and the mentality that these seniors have that are still playing here. They could easily go to the bench and say, you know, I'm going to hold this off till next week. They're still wanting to play. They're still wanting to contribute, still wanting to help this team get better. That's what you want to see out of your senior. Quarterback run around the left side. Touchdown, Wampus Cats.
Yep, that's going to be Connor Ritchie once again. And Atoka puts up their highest scoring total so far of the season. Things looking really good here for the Wampus Cats late into the fourth quarter. 50-13. I don't know why that changed the scoreboard wrong. And Atoka will go for the extra point as Wingo lined up to kick this one off. Snap is good, and the ball is blocked by the defense, and it will remain 50-13. Take a look at this play right here, the one that set it all up. Connor Ritchie, 2 big plays and a scoring touchdown on the ground. We'll be back here on KHKC 102.1 FM after we hear a word from a couple of our local sponsors.
My name is Judy Wheeler. I had a tooth pulled, and I didn't realize how valuable that tooth was till I couldn't chew on that side anymore. And Dr. Holcomb pulled that tooth for me, and then a short time later I came back to work with the lady on the financing. There was no stress, there was no pressure, there was no anything. It's just, this is what's available, and y'all can work it out the way that works for you. And we were able to work out a plan that everything just went like clockwork. Now I can chew again on that side.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Find the award-winning service you need with Logan Daniel in Atoka.
50-13 is our score with 3:35 remaining in this ball game. Lindsay will take the football at the 20 after the kickoff. Big space down to the 40. He's up to the 40 on the opposing side. Gets past one tackle to the 10-5 and takes this one back for a touchdown. Number 28, Aiden Self, the freshman, runs this one back for Pater off the kick return, and it's now 56-13.
That was all set up by open field blocking of the getting your spots. Kick returns are all about getting your spots, holding your spot, keeping your defender from getting away. And then the kick returner just able to weave through the defenders from the Wampus Cats to run that in for a touchdown.
Let's take a look at the last play for the Wampus Cats on their last score as overloading the. It was a great play call and overloading the right side once again, and Ritchie was able to knock that one in for an easy run. That put Atoka at 13. It was 50-13 at that time, but a big kickoff return following that play, and 6 points on the board here for the Lindsay Leopards.
Lindsay lining up to go for two here late in the fourth quarter. A quick pitch.
And they will stop them.
Swallowed up by that right side defense.
And like that, 56-13. We've got more coming up. A minute 52. It's KHKC 102.1 FM, the brand.
Genesis Abstract and Title is dedicated to doing things right while providing a positive customer experience. At Genesis Abstract, they use advanced technology such as fully automated records to expedite the process and avoid delays. Their friendly professionals are ready to serve you and will take care of every detail to make your buying and selling process an easy one. Genesis Abstract, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 410 East Court Street in Atoka. Your source for quality abstracts, title insurance, and excellent closing solutions.
Welcome back in. A quick timeout as Lindsay getting set to kick this one off with a minute 10 remaining. Great game for Lindsay. Hats off to them. They played exceptionally well. I think Atoka looked a lot better, in cleanup time, obviously, but confidence. Saw some great plays there by Connor Ritchie, who I would give player of the game here tonight. We'll talk more about that coming up here shortly. But it is a kick. It's high and caught at the 28-yard line. Kicking up is Keaton to the 40, painted numbers of the 50, and out of bounds.
Good kick return there by the Wampus Cats. Got out of bounds in what's likely the final play of the game. But, we talk about Lindsay. Lindsay did exactly what they needed to do tonight. They were, by far the overwhelming favorite, and they did exactly their job. They didn't let Atoka hang around. They took care of business early on, and that's a sign of a playoff-ready team.
We have some asking about the running clock. The running clock is legal if both coaches agree to it. So 56-13 will be our final. And again, it was a big win for Lindsay and an unfortunate loss if you're the Wampus Cats on the road, but you get a chance next week to get into the win column for the first time this season. You got the opportunity with Wilburton and Morris. Wilburton, not the Wilburton we've probably seen over the last few years. They look very talented. We'll find out next week. We'll talk about that coming up in our postgame show as our postgame show here today. And again, we'll take a quick commercial break. Your postgame show, though, is brought to you by Steubenville Ford. We'll be right back.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get the coverage that meets your needs. Farmers Insurance agent Lucinda Holland can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling agent Lucinda Holland at 580-889-3744 to find out how she can help you protect the things that matter most to you. That's Lucinda Holland.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
At D&H Tires, all they do is rims and tires. That means when you buy from D&H, you're getting the best deal from experts that know. Cars, trucks, SUVs, even ag equipment. If it needs rubber to roll, then you need D&H Tires. The best deals on tires and rims in Atoka and Cole County. So hurry into D&H Tires, 309 South Mississippi in Atoka, and follow D&H Tire on Facebook for their ever-changing specials. D&H Tires, tires for everyone's budget.
Ameris State Bank has been serving southeastern Oklahoma and North Texas for over 100 years. All of our products and services are available both online and in person, serving you in a friendly and professional atmosphere. At Ameris State Bank, you're more than a customer, you're a neighbor and a friend. From checking accounts to real estate loans, we've got you covered. We have 5 locations to serve you in Atoka, Antlers, Hugo, Tishomingo, and Sherman, Texas. Call, come by, or visit our website today at ameristatebank.com. Ameris State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Downtown Atoka just got a little bit cooler. Welcome to the barber shop. We're talking crisp fades, sharp cuts, and hot towel shaves that just hit different. Need a break? Grab a seat. and enjoy a complimentary beverage while you relax. For men, for women, for anyone who wants to look fresh, this is your spot. The Barber Shop, downtown Atoka. Now that's cuts served neat.
Welcome back in to KHKC 102.1 FM. It's our final 56-13. Lindsay wins tonight, and it was a positive win by the Lindsay Leopards as they get one on their home floor, if you will, or home field. And our post-game show tonight is actually brought to you by Farmers Agent Lucinda Holland, and she has been serving our community for a long time now. And she's always just a phone call away at 580-889-3347. So with that being said, Lindsay looked really good. They get a tough opponent next week. Atoka, we're not really sure what we're going to see out of Wilburton just yet, but they are 2-0. They've beat their win total from a season ago, and that's always a good thing. So we'll see what Wilburton brings to the table, but a couple of games that you should at least compete better in. It's been a tough schedule for Atoka the last 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Atoka playing a really tough non-district schedule. You can look, fans at home can look and say, well, they lost all three. And, they weren't competitive per se in most of them. But you look at the second half of the Colgate game last week, it was close. They kept Colgate from scoring. Defense played well in the second half. Offense really couldn't get much going. Here tonight, they were able to get some points in mop-up time. But that's something you want to see, Michael. You want to see a young team continuing to compete, and that's what you're seeing out of this young Atoka team. Is they're continuing to compete. They're continuing to put good plays on film. They're continuing to show their coaches that they're willing to work. And you still see the seniors out there working hard in Richardson and McCall. McCall didn't have a real big night tonight, and we were afraid that was going to happen with the big defensive front that Lindsay has. But McCall didn't give up. He didn't quit. He was still playing, Michael, on the last series in the fourth quarter when it's a 40-point ball game. Looking forward and moving forward with the way this program is going.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. And it is time for our Star of the Game by Steubenville Ford of Atoka. When buying a vehicle, shop around and then shop local and see what Ryan Lott and the Steubenville Ford staff can do for you. Making big deals in small town for 2 decades. Been crazy. It's been there that long. 2 decades. Steubenville Ford in Atoka and SteubenvilleFord.net. Now, we could go a couple of directions with the player of the game and, 13 points on the board. I really felt there for a while. Brock Smith, big interception there, the freshman getting it done. Played great. Made some big plays on the defensive side of the ball. You could have gone that direction. But who do you think should be the player of the game?
I think you got to go with Connor Ritchie. He come in on offense, was able to move the ball a little bit in this 2-quarterback system that, I don't know if that's something we're going to see moving forward between Barton. Ritchie, more of your running style quarterback. Ritchie able to get a couple of touchdowns on the day. Connor Ritchie, for me, gets my vote.
I couldn't agree more. Connor Ritchie, our player of the game. And, of course, big score that time there in the fourth quarter to put points on the board for the first time. And he had 2 of them. So got to go Connor Ritchie. As for us, that'll do it. It is 56-13, our final on KHKC 102.1 FM. Michael Gabbard, Cody Newberry on tonight's game. We'll be live in action on the road for Wilburton next week. And as for tonight, thank you for tuning in. We've got college football tomorrow. Make sure you check out Southeastern Football on the Southeastern Football Network. It's KHKC 102.1 FM, The Brand.